play from the original Comiskey Park is in a parking lot across the street from where the White Sox play right now. Now, the White Sox are parked in the middle of a 5-game losing streak and moving further and further away from first place in the Central. Now, Paul Konerko's missed the first 3 games of this series with a leg injury. Running in the outfield, he doesn't look that great, but he is in the starting lineup. Derek Jeter can't wait for this game to start. Coming off another 5-hit performance, his second of the year. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Chicago White Sox in the final game of a 4-game set from U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago, Illinois. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with John Flaherty, I'm Michael Kay. 3 in a row for the Yankees here against the White Sox, and yesterday, 18-7. John, this offense is clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, I guess Kevin Long, probably the happiest member of the Yankees organization last night. 23 hits. Robinson Cano got the Yankees going. Home run number 17. A laser into the seats. Eric Chavez, his first home run as a New York Yankee. Impressive, over 400 feet. But 23 hits in all. Derek Jeter had 5 of those. Had a big night. There was some bad defense for the Chicago White Sox as well. Everything happened here last night for the Yankees offensively. Mark Teixeira hits a shot to center field. A little bit of an example of the bad defense. He would end up on third base. A big offensive explosion for the New York Yankees.
And it's been steady. They have a 6-game winning streak. In their last 13 games, they're 10-3, scoring almost 8 runs a game. Batting average .329, 17 homers, high slugging percentage, high runners in scoring percentage as well. And they've scored 17 home runs in 3 games during this span. Let's take a look now at the New York Lottery pitching matchup. The guys going to try to stop this offense. Philip Humber of the White Sox, he has not pitched well of late. Overall 8-7, 3.44. And Ivan Nova, 9-4 for the Yankees, 4.01. Last time out against the Orioles, he did very well.
Well, he did well, Michael. He got off to a rough start. A lot of pitches in the first inning, worked his way out of trouble. What he's been doing all year long, impressive performances. He threw 7 innings in this game, had 6 strikeouts, gave up 2 earned runs. You see the breaking ball, a little bit of a slider right there. Ivan Nova has gotten better start after start this year. You wonder if he wins 10 games, what the Yankees are going to do with him.
Well, let's take a look at what they've done with him in the last 6 starts. 5-0, 3.26. All the numbers are very good. His last start, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 6 strikeouts against the Orioles. Well, Curtis Granderson is proving Thomas Wolfe wrong. You can, in fact, go home again. Curtis Granderson grew up in Chicago, and he's been lighting up the second city. We'll detail that when we get back right here on Yes.
It's just as I feared. Cheap adhesive. Can I help you?
We're low-price assurance detectives.
You bought cheap store brand name badges, didn't you?
But they said they were just as good as Avery badges.
Just as good.
It's never, never, never
Just as good.
Next time, buy right from W.B. Mason and get Avery name badges that really stick.
At a price you'll love.
Who but W.B. Mason?
That's a solid guillotine. That is deep. Can Tito win this fight? It's all over. Unbelievable. What a huge victory for Tito Ortiz.
I'm Tito Ortiz, and I'm staying here for a long, long time.
Oh, it is all over. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Rashad, we can do it again.
Bedbugs don't care about your antiques or recent renovations. Most elimination methods mean damage that lasts after the pests are gone. Wipe out the problem and protect the things you love with Bell Environmental. Our instant freeze technology kills bedbugs and eggs on contact without compromising the safety of your family and fine furnishings. No fumes, no chemicals, no mess. Instant freeze won't damage delicate surfaces and leaves your space safe to reoccupy immediately. Roscoe, our bedbug sniffing dog, tracks down bedbugs in every nook and cranny so you'll know for sure. Protect what matters. Call Bell Environmental today.
I love Hillside Honda because they got me my new Honda with 0 first payment.
Well, I love Hillside Honda because they got me my new Honda with 0 first payment and 0 security deposit.
Oh yeah? I love Hillside Honda because they got me 0 first payment, 0 security deposit, and 0 down payment.
They speak our language.
And they treat you like family.
Find out why people love Hillside Honda.
Visit hillsidehonda.com.
Or call 888-480-5629.
Or visit them in person at 13907 Hillside Avenue in Queens.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball. A couple of moments away from the first pitch, final game of this series, and Curtis Granderson doesn't want to leave Chicago. Boy, he's had a good series, and he's had a great season so far. Third in home runs, third in RBIs, first in runs scored, first in triple, second in slugging percentage, and look at what he's done in his last 10 games. And last game, that was pretty special as well, John.
You know, you look at those numbers and you think about Curtis Granderson this year. The 28 home runs really jump out at you, but he has been a solid run producer, and last night, no different. A triple scores Derek Jeter. It'll be a stand-up triple for Granderson. He had a big night with the RBIs. A base hit the other way, drives in a few more Yankee runners. All in all, he picked up 5 RBIs on the night. You think about the power, you think about all these runs that he scored, but now all of a sudden 84 RBIs on the season.
Just a super season. He's going to be in the MVP discussion. The Yankees just had an offensive outburst yesterday. The captain had 5 hits for the second time this year. Can he do it again? When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, right here on Yes.
The New York Yankees are great moments.
There it goes! See ya! A long home run off the bat of Granderson.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, August 9th, when the Yankees take on the Angels. The first 18,000 guests, 14 and younger, will receive a Yankees back-to-school set, courtesy of P.C. Richard & Son.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CRV for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
You think you colder than me? Turn on the radio. Me. Turn on the TV. Me. Turn on the movies. Me. So what you got?
Coors Light?
Don't mean nothing.
Ice Cube is cold, but Coors Light is super cold.
Oh, it's on now.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Ever feel like you're missing out on mobile internet because smartphone plans cost too much? Well, T-Mobile's here to help. With America's largest 4G network, Facebook, gaming, entertainment, the best of what the internet has to offer right at your fingertips. T-Mobile gives you all this for just $49.99.
Introducing T-Mobile's best plan ever. Unlimited data, talk, and text. 2 lines, just $49.99 each. From America's largest 4G network. Now faster than ever.
T-Mobile.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by T-Mobile's family plans with unlimited data, talk, and text. Step up to nationwide 4G. By Domino's. Order at Domino's.com and see the progress of your order in real time with Domino's Tracker. And by IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. Just a beautiful evening here in Chicago on the south side of the city. The White Sox are going south. They've lost 5 in a row, and they just can't figure it out. And their pitching is going to have to try to stop a red-hot Yankee lineup. And the Yankee starting lineup is presented by Lexus. Brett Gardner in left field will lead off. Batting second, the captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter. Curtis Granderson in center field hits third. Cleaning up the first baseman, Mark Teixeira. Robinson Cano at second base will bat fifth. The number 6 hitter, right fielder Nick Swisher. Eric Chavez at third base will bat seventh. Batting eighth and DHing, Jorge Posada. And Russell Martin will catch. He's going to bat ninth.
That's a pretty good lineup for Joe Girardi to run out there after last night. They scored 18 runs on 23 hits, and they're going to have to go to work against Philip Humber. We'll take a look at his numbers. 8-7, 3.44 ERA. Pretty good numbers, but he's been struggling a little bit lately. Look at our Jeep pitcher scouting report. He got off to a red-hot start. 7-2 with a 2.32 ERA, but it is a game of adjustments. The American League has adjusted. He's 0-3 with a 9 over his last 3 outings. And he bring on the Bombers, his best game of the year, one of his best. He gave a 1-hit and 7 scoreless innings against New York. I'm feeling confident going into tonight's ballgame.
That was April 25th at Yankee Stadium. So the White Sox looking to salvage the final game of this 4-game set. Humber's ready. So is Gardner, and let's do it here in Chicago. And the first pitch is low, and we are underway. Yankees have a 6-game winning streak, and they are looking for their 7th series sweep of the year, and it will be the 4th of 3 or more games. Pitch outside. Gardner picked up 3 hits yesterday and was hit by a pitch, scored 4 runs, just what you want a leadoff batter to do. All 3 of his hits were of the infield variety.
Well, he set the tone last night. The bunt base hit to lead off the ball game. Derek Jeter followed with the same.
There's a strike.
And we talked about it for a few days, Michael. The Yankees done a great job in this series, really jumping out early, putting the pressure on the White Sox, a club that has struggled to score runs.
And the 2-1. Strike. Home plate umpire is Marvin Hudson. So every umpire on the crew has gotten a chance to work the plate. The 2-2. Right back to Umber. And there's one away. Let's check out the White Sox defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Pierre, Diaza, and Quinton left to right in the outfield. Infield, Morel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Dunn. That's third to first. A.J. Przinsky is behind the plate, and Philip Umber is on the mound. That's going to bring up Jeter. Derek 12 for his last 32. Average up to 280 now. 3,027 hits lifetime. There's a strike. Derek was 5 for 6 last night. The only time he made out was a line drive to the first baseman, Adam Dunn.
Yeah, one of those nights every at bat was locked in. Hitting was contagious last night. 23 hits for the Yankees.
Joe Girardi remarked before the game that since coming up the DL, Jeter is driving the ball, which he wasn't doing in the first half of the season.
Well, he looks like the old Derek Jeter to me, you know, with the hands leading and the bat head dragging and driving balls the other way. He's been doing that his whole career.
Ground ball to third. Morel. 2 away. Yankees have scored in the first 3 innings, or the first inning in each of the first 3 games. And so far, 2 down, nobody on. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 75 degrees, 71% humidity. The wind is 7 miles per hour and is blowing out to right field, left field to right. And the forecast is for partly cloudy. But once it becomes nighttime, we won't see it. Here's Granderson. 7 for his last 13. There's a strike.
Some players have problems when they come back home performing in front of family and friends. Not Curtis Granderson. He's had a nice series. 84 RBIs now. Umber has gotten off to a good start in this ball game. Fastball, curveball, slider, change. He has all 4 in a good mix of his pitches. Talk to scouts about Umber that he doesn't have overpowering stuff. He has to mix and match a little bit, locate with his fastball. Got off to a great start. The league's starting to make adjustments.
Foul back. Granderson has scored 98 runs, and that leads the major leagues, and it leads the major leagues by a lot. Next closest pursuer is Jacoby Ellsbury with 86 runs scored. Pitch is high. And the right-hander deals the 1-2. Fouled away. All the other numbers are nice, but the one that Granderson really pays the most attention to is runs scored. And if he gets 2 more on this road trip, then he's got about more than a month and a half to just tack on to the magic 100 mark. Grounded to first. Dunn is right there. And finally, the White Sox don't allow the Yankees to score in the first. They go down in order. Yankees nothing. White Sox coming to bat against Ivan Nova. Ivan Nova takes the mound for the Yankees. And let's take a look now at the White Sox starting lineup that he's going to face, presented by HP. Juan Pierre in left field will lead off. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop, will bat second. Batting third, the DH, Paul Konerko. He's missed the first 3 games of the series. Adam Dunn at first base will clean up. Batting fifth and in right field, Carlos Quentin. A.J. Przinsky, the catcher, will bat sixth. The number 7 hitter, second baseman Gordon Beckham. Alejandro De Aza, the center fielder, bats eighth. And batting ninth and playing third base, Brent Morel.
That lineup looks a lot better with Paul Konerko right in the middle of it for the last game of the series, and that lineup will face Ivan Nova, and we'll look at his numbers on the year. 9-4, an ERA just over 4. We'll look at our Jeep pitcher scouting report on Nova, and he threw 7 quality innings, his first outing since being sent to the minor leagues, 6 hits and 2 earned runs, and you wonder if the pressure's on a little bit for him, knowing Phil Hughes threw a nice game his last outing. See what happens. And impressive rookie numbers, 9-4, and that's 5 games over 500, and he's the only American League rookie to have those numbers, 5 games over 500.
Here's Juan Pierre. Of course, he's the threat to bunt. First pitch is low, 1-0. I don't know what Nova can do to stay in the rotation, because Monday is an off day, and Joe Girardi has already said Tuesday starter is Phil Hughes. So if you stay with a 6-man rotation, well, all of a sudden you're giving CC Sabathia 7 days between starts, and you just can't have that. So I don't know what Nova can do here. Obviously, you win, you make the decision tough, but the decision is already made that Phil Hughes is starting on Tuesday.
Yeah, and you wonder with Phil Hughes and the outing he had in this series, if it gets him Tuesday start, obviously, but it probably gets him a few more, I would think. He was that good.
Picked there by Teixeira, 1 away. Check out the Yankees defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. We'll start with Teixeira, since we just saw him. He's at first. Cano, Jeter, and Chavez first to third. The other way in the outfield, Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher left to right. Russell Martin behind the plate, and Ivan Nova is on the mound. There's Phil Hughes and A.J. Burnett, last night's starter. Pitches outside to Alexi Ramirez.
Well, it's just fun to think about, Michael. You have a possibility of a young kid winning 10 games and having to go back down to the minor leagues, possibly.
Grounded to Jeter, and he gets Ramirez. So 5 outs in the game, 5 ground balls. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Here's Paul Konerko, gets a nice hand from the crowd. Got hit by a pitch in the Boston series on Sunday, right behind the left knee. Hurt his calf, and he's been out. And he said, this is going to stay with me for about a week. He said, but it's manageable now where I could play. Running in the outfield, he did not look too spry.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, speed is not his game. I mean, so that's not an issue. As long as he can swing the bat, and you see what happened on Sunday. You know, it's that plant leg that you drive into.
It's interesting, though, because the previous couple of days, he said, I can play first. He said, my real concern is hitting. So he's in the lineup today. He's not playing first, and he's hitting. He's the DH. And he's a much better defensive first baseman than Adam Dunn. And Konerko's going to take it very slow out of the box. So Jeter has time. A 1-2-3 inning here in the first. 6 outs in the first inning. All 6 on the ground. We played 1 here in Chicago. Yankees and the White Sox. 0-0.
Hi. I'd like
Take a look at that question. Here it is. Which American League Central first baseman is most important to his team's success? Interesting question. Text your vote to 58772. Here are your choices. Is it Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers, Eric Hosmer of the Royals, Konerko of the White Sox, Laporta of the Indians, or Justin Morneau of the Twins? When you vote, remember standard text messaging rates apply.
You got to vote for the Haas just for the nickname, don't you?
Great nickname. Pitch inside to a first baseman, but in the American League East, that's Mark Teixeira, 1-0. Mark 6 for his last 13, 12 for his last 27. Remember, his average was down to 240. He's now got it up to 256.
Do you pay attention to that, Michael? I mean, does that bother you, the batting average with Mark?
I think of Mark as a 300 hitter. But you overlook the batting average if the home runs and the RBIs are there. How about you?
Yeah, I'm all about the run production. I mean, obviously the power's there, and you know, as a teammate, do I want Mark Teixeira to hit 280, 300? I could care less. I want him to drive in runs and get the big hits. I think it probably bothers Mark more than anybody else. I know that man is not concerned about the batting average. He loves the way Mark's been swinging the bat with the power and production.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Teixeira down on strikes. So no base runners yet.
Umber's looking good early in this ball game, and the curveball, a little 12-6 down in the zone. A guy who has been struggling lately, 0-3 with an ERA of 9. Off to a nice start.
Taken Umber a long time. People might remember first-round draft pick by the Mets in 2004. He was the 3rd pick in the draft. Did very well against the Yankees in April 25th. Didn't give up a hit till 1 out in the 7th inning. Deep drive, left field. That ball is gone. A home run the other way by Robinson Cano. First base runner. First run. Yankees lead 1-0.
We saw Robinson last night hit home run number 17. That was a rocket to the seats in right field. This is a fastball that I thought beat him a little bit late. But backs it up with that good extension and stays inside. The ball jumps off his bat, a line drive into the White Sox bullpen. It's impressive right there for home run number 18.
RBI number 75. Exaggerated celebration with Andrew Jones. Nick Swisher, there's a strike.
You know, Michael, so many things have to go perfectly right in a swing to be able to drive a ball like that, where it actually took off like a right-hander, pulled it.
Hot shot right at Ramirez for the second out. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes.
Be smiling too.
Here's Eric Chavez. 4 for 10 in the series. And his first home run as a Yankee. There's a strike. He's been swinging a good bat, but he's looked so smooth in the field.
I was talking to Robbie Thompson, third base coach, before the game about that and how easy Eric makes it look at third base. And that's just one of those things he said he's probably born with. It's a gift. It's hard to teach. How you read balls off the bat, how you react. And he said, you know, maybe the throwing arm not the same when we saw Eric in Oakland when he was in his prime and was healthy. But the instincts and first reactions have been there.
Work the count full. That one's drilled deep to right field. Going back, Quinton. Looking up, it's off the wall. Played beautifully, and that holds Chavez to a single. Pretty hard hit single.
Kind of like the same pitch that Eric got last night for the home run. This may be a changeup, and it's down. Kind of the same swing that he had last night on his first home run as a Yankee, right off the top of the wall. Quinton hustles it up, holds Eric to a single.
About 4 inches away from a home run.
I was going to say the mustache doesn't look that great on Eric's face, but he's going to keep it if he keeps swinging the bat like that.
Here's Posada. How close was this to a home run? Pretty darn close. On the Coors Light freeze cam, we'll see. Freeze it. Right over Jackie Robinson. The 1-0. Strike, 1-1. Count 2-1. That's how you win ball games. In the last 7 games, in innings 1, 2, and 3, the Yankees have outscored their opponents 39-3. And when you jump ahead of this White Sox team, they've had such trouble scoring runs. It gets them down. Count 3-1. Strike, so that's going to release Chavez at first with a 3-2 count and 2 outs.
Interesting to see what Umber does right here. He threw a changeup to Eric Chavez on a 3-2 count. See if he does the same thing to Jorge Posada.
Runner goes, 3-2. Foul back.
With a fastball, really doesn't have a fastball that he can challenge hitters with. 90, 91, maybe 92.
Runner goes again. Grounded to Dunn. Flips to Umber, who beats Posada to the bag for the final out. But the Yankees jump ahead. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Cano swung at the first pitch, lined it into the White Sox bullpen and left. His 18th home run of the year, a 1-0 Yankee lead. Well, let's look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. Well, after the game, the Yankees head to Boston. 3-game set against the Red Sox, a battle for first place. 7:10 on Yes tomorrow, 4:10 on Fox on Saturday, 8:05 on ESPN Sunday. But Saturday and Sunday following those games, Yankee extra innings. So we'll have it covered. Everything in the clubhouse you'll hear from everybody you need, and we'll cover that series like a glove. Monday's an off day. Then the Angels come into Yankee Stadium for 3, followed by Tampa Bay for 3. It's a young little baseball fan. Here's Adam Dunn. Popped up. Long run for Chavez. He's there and he makes the play.
Long run for Eric, who was actually shading over towards shortstop. The shift on Adam Dunn.
So here's Carlos Quentin. 4 hits in his last 28 at bats. He was really the only power source with Konerko out of the lineup.
And A.J. Burnett gave him a steady diet of breaking balls last night. Had a sac fly early in the game and then hit a home run on a curveball. We'll see if Nova stays away from that pitch.
Going hard, 94 miles an hour.
Quentin has shown us in this series you can throw the fastball by him, especially up in the zone.
96 miles an hour. Nova wants to stay up here.
Well, he's one of those guys, Michael. I just think from a young pitcher's progression, every time out there he seems to be getting better, more confident, believing he can win games here.
Well, the Yankees are 12-5 as a team in his 17 starts. That's the second highest in starts by any pitcher. CC Sabathia, the Yankees are 18-6 in his starts. And at 9-4, he's the only American League rookie who is at least 5 games over 500 this year. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 away.
There's a lot of fastballs that sped Quinton's back up, and then he goes with a curveball down, maybe even the hard slider. And talking to scouts again today before the game, Michael, he said at the beginning of the year, Nova, okay, fastball, curveball. Now he's mixing in a slider, and they say he's become a complete pitcher, kind of tough to game plan against. Opening up eyes all around baseball.
You know, we're such a now society. What's going to happen now or in a couple of days? Let's say that Nova does fall out of the rotation. Boy, the Yankees have themselves a solid number 3 type starter for the next 5 or 6 years that they've developed, and that's got to be a great thing for them.
Well, you hate to project, you know, where can this guy go, but you know, I think he showed some people last year he can do some things, and now all of a sudden here in August and what he's done at the beginning of the year, he's getting a lot more attention. I'm sure the confidence.
Now, John, we get so many stats thrown at us, but this one jumped at me. I wonder what you think of it. In 19 career starts, when he's actually had a lead in those starts, when he's pitched with a lead, he's 10-0. So anytime he's been in a game where he's had a lead, he's never lost that game. As Przinsky swings and misses on the ball in the dirt. 6 up, 6 down for Ivan Nova. Looks good through 2 as the Yankees lead this one 1-0.
Yankees, Red Sox. Complete coverage starts tomorrow at 6, only on Yes.
There are over 358 million trillion gallons of water on Earth. But not all water is created equal. Only 1/10000000% is filtered naturally beneath the Earth, with a distinct balance of minerals, and emerges crisp and refreshing enough to be called Poland Spring. Poland Spring 100% natural spring water, born better.
For all that's out there, Range Rover Sport. Attractive lease and finance offers available at your Land Rover retailer.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Rise of the Planet of the Apes in theaters tomorrow, by J&R Music and Computer World, and by the HP Touchpad. Everybody on. There's a 1-0 to Russell Martin as he swings and misses, 1-1. On the Lincoln scoreboard, Yankees lead this one 1-0 on Cano's home run in the second. Chop toward third. Morel fields, sets, fires, and Dunn tags Martin on the way by for the first out.
seen Morel, who made a nice play last night and then threw the ball away. Kind of erratic with the throwing arm, but Dunn takes care of it. Easy play coming up the line. Tagging Russell Martin.
Gardner tapped back to the mound in the first inning, and Umber deals. Popped up left side. Now to play. Yankees have been great on the road this year. They're 30-20. You might say, well, how good is that? It's the second best record in the major leagues. Only the Red Sox are better at 33-21. And the Yankees play the majority of their games now over the last month and a half on the road. And Gardner is out for the second out.
And one of those stats, Michael, you get off to a good start as a ball club on the road, and then all of a sudden it's not that big of a deal. You don't start hearing about it, that you can't win games on the road. You don't think about it. You just keep grinding out some wins.
Here's Derek Jeter. Pitch outside.
See the fastball right there at 90 miles an hour. He threw one to Brett Gardner and he was late. It beat him, and the same thing there to Derek. Not lighting up the radar gun, but it looks like it has a little bit of life, a little hop through the strike zone. Good swing, just fouls it off.
Count 2-1. Check swing and foul back. Guy right behind the screen on that foul ball flinched, not trusting the screen. I guess that's a natural reaction. The 2-2. Grounded to short. Alexi Ramirez. And a 1-2-3 inning for Philip Umbro. 3 more ground balls. We played 2.5 here at the Cell. It's 1-0 Yankees on Yes.
The New York Yankees are legendary.
That one's drilled deep to left field. See ya! 3,000! History with an exclamation point!
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 12th, when the Yankees take on the Rays for a Yankee Stadium tradition, Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests, 21 and older, will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Budweiser.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CRV for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Cleaning the guns for the bank robbery. Cause we're going with our plastic guns and the cops will shoot us in our face. Is this the eyes or the mouth? I got shot with a pen today. With a pen, bro. Hey, yo, I was a kid, all I had was a dream. More money, more problems when I get it out.
Drop your weapons. Put your hands on your head. Guess what? You just brought a gun to a bomb fight, officer. You got 10 seconds to drop it. I can't believe that worked.
30 minutes or less. Rated R.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
We go to the bottom of the third, and on the Lincoln scoreboard, on Robinson Cano's home run, the Yankees are leading 1-0. Let's check in with Kim Jones. She's down right around the dugout. Kim, let's talk about how Derek Jeter has looked. He's had 2 5-hit games this year. And since coming off the DL, he seems like a different player. Is that what the Yankees think as well?
It is, Michael. Joe Girardi, as I believe you noted in the first inning tonight, says he's driving the ball better. Kevin Long agrees. He also says Derek Jeter's strike zone discipline has been tremendous. As far as Jeter goes, he says, I'm just having good at-bats. I'm swinging at better pitches. Kevin Long says it's more than that. He says Jeter is trusting himself. He also said that he is keeping his front shoulder in a bit, which allows him to stay on the ball just a hair longer, and Long says that makes a difference. And here's something for you and John, Michael. Kevin Long told me that he is recognizing pitches better, and it's as simple as that because Derek Jeter is one of the few players I've ever been around, Long said. The more you talk about mechanics with him, the more counterproductive it becomes. I reminded Long of that stride adjustment they made in the spring that Derek ditched soon after the season started, and Kevin Long said, you know, in hindsight, that might not have been the best idea. I take the blame for that. He calls Derek Jeter a natural hitter. Go figure. I think we knew that, and we're seeing it right now.
You know what I was fascinated with when Joe Girardi was talking about this, Kim, and you were there, when he said, as Beckham swings and misses, and 3 strikeouts in a row for Ivan Nova, he said that the pursuit of 3,000 was probably a heavier weight on Derek than we thought because he's always handled pressure so well, but that pursuit of 3,000 probably set him back.
And Derek almost admitted that after he got that hit. That was another game, of course, where he had the 5 hits, the other coming last night. And Kevin Long said he does think that was a weight off Jeter's mind, but he has really liked what he's seen from Jeter since July 4th when he came off the DL.
Diaza tries to bunt, and Chavez grabs it in foul territory, so it's just a strike. And Chavez grabbed it quickly so he didn't get burned like he did yesterday when the ball rolled back fair. And you can see what Chavez will do here. He's going to pick it up and show it right to the ump. See, it didn't roll back. Let's talk about Teixeira a little bit, Kim, because Teixeira has been on a tear. His average has gotten down to 240, but he's now in the mid-250s.
Yeah, and 13 home runs, Michael, in the previous 13 games. 6 home runs, excuse me, in the previous 13 games. Mark Teixeira says as a switch hitter, when you get into one of these zones, he can't explain how good it feels. He said rounding the bases off those home runs, he knows he's in that kind of a zone. Said that he was a switch hitter by the time he was 13 years old. In fact, before that, he worked on it with his dad and a wiffle ball and bat. So he has long had in mind that he would get to the big leagues. He also said if he weren't a switch hitter, maybe he wouldn't be a big leaguer. But as far as Kevin Long goes, he says that Mark Teixeira is simply doing damage when he gets a pitch to hit in the strike zone. He says it's not like Teixeira is doing anything different. It's not like he's going the opposite way. He stays true to himself, and then he really rides the waves when he's as hot a hitter as he is right now.
2-1 count on Diaza as Nova winds, kicks, and deals. That one is grounded to short. Jeter backhands, fires, and the throw pulls Teixeira off the back, so Diaza picks up the White Sox first hit. Well, with Diaza's speed, John, you make the infielder move to the right or the left, you got a chance.
Yeah, you see Derek tried to get rid of it as soon as he could, and Mark Teixeira tried to hang around the bag as long as he could. But with Diaza and his speed, he had a big night last night. Picks up an infield hit, first one against Nova tonight.
You know, Kim just brought up the wiffle ball aspect. That Mark Teixeira first started switch hitting. I'm amazed how many baseball players you talk to, and I want to check this out with you, John, that, you know, the genesis of their baseball career started with wiffle ball.
You know, for me, it was stickball in the backyard. We used to set up a wheelbarrow, and that was the strike zone. My brothers and I would pitch to each other with a tennis ball, stickball bat. You hit the wheelbarrow, it was a strike. But I laugh because Mark learns how to switch hit in the backyard playing wiffle ball.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And he was such a big Eddie Murray fan, so he tried to emulate him. You know, I don't know if you realize this, Kim, but after this game, the Yankees were playing a team called the Red Sox.
I'll have to check my itinerary, Michael. Yes, you are right about that. And even Joe Girardi says it's going to be a big weekend in Boston. Joe also really likes the way his club, which has not had success against Boston this season, is going into the series. Joe's saying we're playing well. Our rotation has been good and is continuing to pitch very well. Joe further noted noted, the injury front has settled down for us. He, of course, knows Alex Rodriguez is still on the DL, but they've gotten some important parts, notably Eric Chavez and Soriano, back in the meantime since they last saw the Red Sox. Joe further says our young players are better than they were then. Brett Gardner's having a better season, and we are a very confident club. So even Joe looking forward to Boston, and I should tell you, Bartolo Colon goes tomorrow night and CeCe Sabathia Saturday. They're not here. They flew ahead to Boston. Joe saying that was the prudent move, given that the Yankees will arrive in Boston very late tonight.
Pitch out, and the ball goes off the glove of Martin. It didn't seem as if Nova actually threw a pitch out. Is that what you saw there, John?
Well, if he did throw a pitch out, it wasn't the best one. I mean, obviously you want to get the ball out a little bit further. I think he was trying to throw a pitch out. He just didn't get it out far enough. And Russell Martin tries to regroup, make the catch, and it just all falls apart.
And that's got to really gall the Yankees. They guessed right. Diaz was going, so he gets a stolen base. But the pitch out just was not executed, so the tying run is at second. Does Joe have any reasoning at all? And by the way, the Red Sox in the innings are 3-3, top of the sixth. So if the Red Sox lose and the Yankees win, that series starts with both teams tied for first place. Does he have any explanation at all, Kim, for why the Yankees have played so poorly against Boston?
He doesn't. He said that they haven't pitched their best games against the Red Sox. You could look at the numbers and say that's a little bit of an understatement from the Yankees manager, but he loves how the rotation is pitching these days, so you can tell Joe expects things to be a little bit different in Boston this weekend, Michael.
All right, Kim, so I suggest you take a look at that itinerary because you got to go on a plane after this to go to Boston, okay?
Thanks so much, Michael. You're always helpful.
I am. I'm like that. Anyway, Kim will join us a little bit later on the postgame, and we'll hear from Bob and Kenny as well. So it's 1-0 Yankees. You've got Diaz at second with one man out and a 2-1 count on Brent Morel. And Nova deals. Punched out toward right field. It's a base hit. Charging is Nick Swisher. He fields, comes up firing, and the ball is cut off by Teixeira as Diaz is stopped at third.
Give Nick Swisher a lot of credit right there. I mean, he really charged that baseball in right field. Stopped that run from scoring. Very aggressive, got to it quick. White Sox were not able to send Diaz. You see Diaz kind of hesitates a little bit. You wonder why that happened. But Nick, who was really, really aggressive charging, third base coach Jeff Cox could not send Diaz. And we have a first and third, one out. Still a possibility of a double play to get out of here.
Tough guy to double. Juan Pierre at the plate. And Chavez is in on the grass at third for the lefty swinging Pierre, who will bunt at any count, at any point. And he bunts. It's a beauty. And they're going to let it roll, and it kicks foul. Not a suicide squeeze, but certainly a safety squeeze.
Yeah, great call, Michael. I mean, it's part of his game. He's not afraid to use it in RBI situations. You see Ozzie Guillen flashing the signs, but I'm sure Pierre on his own, whenever he wants to execute, tries to bring it with him down the first base line. It's actually an excellent bunt. If it stays fair, it's probably going to be a base hit and an RBI. Trickles into foul territory.
So Nova, in his first bit of trouble, he retired the first 7 White Sox. Pierre 10 for his last 36. Morel leads off first. Diaz off third. Chavez comes in even more, and another bunt, and it's a foul ball. Now 2 strikes does not mean that Pierre won't bunt. He gets here early every day and practices his bunting before batting practice.
You know, we don't get a chance to see him every day, but I mean, obviously, for the first bunt, you're thinking a little bit of the element of surprise. Okay, you can accept it. The second time, I mean, Chavez was playing way in, and you can see he's trying to bring the ball with him down the first base line. Eric moving back a little bit with 2 strikes. Can't do it 3 times in a row, can you, Mike?
If anybody could, it would be him. Ball is low, blocked by Martin.
Russell Martin all year long been blocking the baseball. It's been textbook. When you're a catcher behind the plate and you execute like this, you're thinking that I'm keeping that double play in order. If we make a pitch, I know Pierre can really run. Got a chance to get out of here with one pitch and get a ground ball.
White Sox know that Texas has beaten Detroit today 5-2. So the White Sox could pick up some ground in the Central. One-two pitch. Driven deep to right field. Backing up Swisher. He's near the track. He'll make the play. Tagging is Diaz. He'll score. It's a long sac fly for Pierre, and the game is tied at 1. And Nova has to breathe a huge sigh of relief as that ball didn't get out.
Juan Pierre has one home run on the year, and that is not his game. Obviously, the power. But he puts a charge into this one, a fastball right down Broadway. See, he falls back on his back leg a little bit. Yankees breathe a sigh of relief. Sacrifice fly. We have a tie ball game, but it could have been a lot worse with that pitch and location.
Here's Alexi Ramirez, and there's a strike. Bottom of the third, 1-1. And the 0-1 from Nova. Got a fastball by him, 0-2, good spot. Cleveland has now taken a 5-3 lead in the top of the 6th inning over the Red Sox. Eric Bedard started that game for Boston. White Sox certainly scratched out a run here. Infield hit, stolen base, a single, and a sac fly. And they'll take it any way they can get it. The 0-2 just got a piece.
Nova really paying attention to Morel at first base, thinking that he might try to steal a bag with 2 outs and 2 strikes. He's only had 2 stolen bases on the year. It's been thrown out 4 times, so not a big threat over there at first.
Breaking ball is high. Well, Nova has no one to blame about this but himself. If he executes the pitch out the right way, they probably get Diaz at second base, and you don't really have an inning. But his pitch out was more over the plate, high, and off the glove of Martin. Runner goes, swung on and missed as Ramirez strikes out. But White Sox tie the game on 2 hits. They lead 1. We play 3, 1-1. Well, it's time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Last night, Derek Jeter recorded his second 5-hit game of the season. Who was the last Yankee with 2 5-hit games in a season? Now, speaking of 5-hit games, Derek did something, and he became just the 2nd player in modern Major League history to record 2 5-hit games in the same season at age 37 or older. The only other guy to do it was Derek's idol growing up, Dave Winfield. Now, I'm not giving away the trivia question. Winfield did it for the Angels at age 39 in 1991. 2 5-hit games.
Well, you might have just ruined the guess that I was going to throw out there.
That one is grounded to first. And Umber beats Granderson to the bag for the first out. Close play at first.
Yeah, I'm wondering why this was as close as it was. I mean, Umber didn't do a great job at getting over there, beating Curtis Granderson.
Ooh. I think he was safe. I think he is safe. Teixeira takes outside. Right there would show that he is safe.
Wow, can't get any closer than that.
Tim McClellan calls the outs more emphatically and quicker on the bases than he does behind the plate. Breaking ball strike.
We'll take a look at Umber getting off the mound and why he hesitates right there, maybe thinking it was going to go foul. He got away with one there.
Big healthy cut by Teixeira. He strikes out for the second time today.
Really the one weakness for Mark Teixeira, if somebody has a good curveball and they can locate it down and away, obviously it's going to give every hitter trouble. Mark has a little bit more trouble with that 12-6 breaker than the one that comes down and into him.
Cano with his home run pushes his average to 300. He has 11 hits in his last 20 at-bats.
Just looks right, doesn't it, Michael? 300?
Yes, it does.
Whenever he's in the 200, 290, 280s, it just doesn't look right for a guy with his ability.
In early June, he was hitting in the 270s. His stroke certainly was not hurt by participating in the home run derby. Many people fear that. It's happened before.
Even I just think back to the at-bats in this series for Robinson Cano, and you really don't remember him expanding the strike zone. You know, very disciplined in this series. Not that he's walking a lot, just not swinging at bad pitches. And when he does that, with his swing, he's going to get hits.
2-1. 3-1. And Cano works the 2-out walk. So after the home run, Umber very careful with Cano. Walks him, and that'll bring up Swisher. Swisher lined out sharply to Ramirez in the second. He's 0 for 1, and in this series he's 2 for 13. And he freely admits he does not feel comfortable in this ballpark. Bad karma, bad vibe. He does not have good memories of his year with the White Sox. He said, when we came to Chicago, we played the Cubs at Wrigley. I didn't feel that same way, but here on the south side, it's kind of strange.
Well, I'm sure there's a part of him, too, that wants to do so well in this series to kind of show the White Sox on what they're missing out on. You know, he admits it. He had a bad year the year he was here.
A strike. Watching Umber pitch against the Yankees and how well he pitched in April against them, it's hard to believe in his last 3 starts he's 0-3 with a 9.00 ERA.
We already talked about the fastball. Looks like it has a little hop to it. I like his curveball a lot. I mean, the other pitches, a changeup and the slider, secondary pitches, but that fastball curveball combination pretty good.
Driven out into center field. Diaza is there. He'll put it away for the final out of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We play 3.5 innings here in Chicago at U.S. Cellular, and it's a 1-1 game on Yes. The answer answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Jeter recorded his second 5-hit game of the season last night. Who was the last Yankee with 2 5-hit games in a season? Any guess, John?
Well, I thought it might maybe a chance Wade Boggs, but he probably a little bit older at that point, right?
Soriano. Alfonso, not Rafael. 2002 he did it. It'll be Konerko, Dunn, and Quinton here in the fourth against Ivan Nova. The young right-hander deals. Grounded foul. In 2002 was the first year of the Yes Network. You were still a player there, John.
Last year with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. A glorious year that was.
One. Served into right field, a base hit. What, Konerko's really moving slowly, stiffly, but he picks up a single.
Yeah, but this guy can hit. I mean, you think of him as a power guy and a run producer, but the batting average always right around 300. And the reason why he can hit the ball the other way, and you can see he's still a little problem with that leg. The White Sox are not paying him to steal bases, they're paying him to drive in runs, and he does an awful good job of it.
Here's Adam Dunn. Dunn hitting 165. And because of his struggles, the name Bill Bergen has become very popular. And there was a huge story on Bill Bergen in today's New York Times. Bill Bergen was a catcher in the early 1900s. And he has the lowest batting average for a full season, 132. And in 11 seasons, 170. But I thought what was interesting, John, back then, you could say, well, how could he stick around?
Yeah.
Catchers were so important because the way teams scored in the dead ball era, stealing bases, bunting, and this guy was automatic behind the plate. He had a cannon for an arm. He threw out 50% of all base stealers. He won and lost games for his team. And that's why he was kept around, despite being an anemic hitter. And there was a couple of other stats that were interesting about that as well. He had about 3,000 at-bats in the big leagues, never got hit by a pitch. And he has the longest stretch without a hit of any team, of any player in Major League history, 0 for 46. But Craig Counsell of the Brewers is 0 for 45 right now, closing in on that.
You know, Counsell's not an everyday guy.
No.
Not coming off the bench.
How many times do they keep bringing you up the bench if you're 0 for 45?
I guess my point is you don't get 4 at-bats a night where you're in a rhythm. I mean, sporadic at-bats. Boy, it's refreshing to hear a catcher getting some love for his defensive ability.
Two. Hit sharply right at Chavez. The throw to first. It's a double play. You can see Konerko can't make quick starts and stops. So when he took off with the line drive, he couldn't get back to first. So that's a 5-3 double play.
Well, the White Sox have made some mistakes in this series, but Adam Dunn finally hits a ball on the nose, hits it the other way, does everything he's supposed to do, and it ends up a line drive double play.
And it also ends up the GE Capital partner play. Great partnerships are built on trust. At GE Capital, we prove that every day.
One of those years where you just can't get anything going. If you're Adam Dunn, you do everything right. Chavez a throw over to first. You mentioned that Konerko cannot turn and get back to first base in time.
There's Quinton.
I mean, does it get to the point with Adam Dunn where you just start laughing and say, you know, what more can I do? Hit the ball hard the other way, do everything right, shaking your head in the dugout.
That was the Yankees' third line drive double play that they've turned in this series.
And when you struggle and you teach a guy drive the ball the other way, and obviously it's not a bullet, but he hits a line drive.
There's a strike. Well, we told you earlier that a couple of weeks ago, he remarked to a writer for Yahoo Sports that he was thinking about retiring. And then he quickly backed off that, said no, he's having too much fun playing baseball. There's a ground ball to short, and Jeter, his throw, pulls Teixeira off the bag, but he tags Quinton on the way by for the final out of the fourth. No runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the fifth. It's a 1-1 game on yes.
Back in at Fenway, Indians and Red Sox tied at 3, top of the 6th, and now untied. 2-run shot to Carlos Santana, 16th of the season. That was off Franklin Morales, who came on in relief of Eric Bedard, who gave up the first 3 runs. Indians lead that 5-3, bottom of the 6th. Michael, Flash.
Thank you, Bob. We'll hear from Bob and Kenny and Kim a little bit later on. Here's Eric Chavez. He swings and misses. Chavez singled in the second inning. 1-1 game. I had an interesting conversation with Chavez today, John, because he's played so well. And I said, does he ever play the what-if game? If he had stayed healthy, where his career would be. He said, I can honestly say, I don't. He said, I did it 1 year. He said, the first year when I got hurt in Oakland, as he lines one right at Ramirez for the first out, he said, I had a pity party. And I kept saying, I can't believe this happening to me. And then I got over it. He said, I got over it. And the only reason I was having a pity party was I realized I wasn't going to be able to reach the levels that my potential would make me reach. He said, but, you know, I'm very cool with what's happened. It's just part of my life. And I said, well, are you happy with what you're doing now? He said, I'm ecstatic. I said, the way you're playing now, if you played every day, could you be the same player you were in Oakland? And he said, absolutely not. He said, my body would break down. I just couldn't do it. I said, are you happy in this role for the next couple of years? He goes, I didn't say that. He said, I'll have to evaluate at the end of the year. He said, you know, in my head, I'll always be a guy who plays every day. He said, I love this team. I love what I'm doing. He said, but we'll take it at the end of the year and decide. But he's got his head screwed on straight, and he's a very good member and standing in that clubhouse.
Well, the Yankees just crossing their fingers he can stay healthy the rest of the way. Obviously, when Alex comes back, he'll be playing third base pretty much every day, but the bench will get a whole lot stronger with Eric on it.
Swing and a miss. Posada down on strikes. Here's Russell Martin. And the pitch. Hit sharply up the middle, off the glove of Beckham. He stays with it, fires to first, and they get Martin for the final out of the fifth. A lucky bounce off the glove of Beckham, came right back to him, gunned down Martin. We're halfway through 1-1.
We'll never stop sharing our memories or getting lost in a good book. We'll always cook dinner and cheer for our favorite team. We'll still go to meetings, make home movies, and learn new things. But how we do all this will never be the same.
Every once in a while, something comes along so powerful in concept, so revolutionary in design, it becomes a cultural icon and defines a generation. Another icon has arrived and ready to prove once again it's the simple things in life that have the biggest impact. 2012 Fiat 500. Simply more.
Sunday on an all-new Yankees on Deck presented by Blimpie. CC Sabathia heads back to high school to check out his hometown home run derby. Plus, take the captain's quiz.
Get ready for a quiz from the captain.
And A-Rod answers your questions.
Civics, Cal Ripken, Keith Hernandez. Chocolate chip with chocolate sprinkles.
It's an all-new Yankees on Deck. Sunday at noon, only on Yes.
It's time for another look at tonight's Toyota text poll. The question, which American League Central first baseman is most important to his team's success? You've been texting your vote to 58772, and here's how you voted. 36% think it's Miguel Cabrera. That's a good choice. He's such a great player. Then Konerko, 27%. Justin Morneau, 23%. I think they got it right. I think it's in that order.
Well, Cabrera can carry a ball club offensively when he gets hot. And Doug Fister threw a pretty good game his first game in Detroit.
Here's A.J. Przinsky. 1-1 game. Yankee pitching, 34 innings without a walk. Swing and a miss.
The ability to not beat yourself and give the free passes. We've got some good looks at that slider from Nova tonight and some swings and misses on that pitch.
Line sharply on one hop to Jeter, and he gets Przinsky for the first out. Hey, follow the Yankees with the MLB.com @Bat11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. How about this? I get a high-level, high-powered email about the Bill Bergen story. Peter Hurt, one of the geniuses behind the Elias Sports Bureau, says that the New York Times story today was in fact wrong.
Really?
Yeah. Bergen's streak was 0 for 45, not 0 for 46, and Counsell has already tied that mark. And Peter also wanted to point out that the streak is for the longest ever by a non-pitcher. So there have been longer hitless streaks by pitchers. So we thank Peter of the Elias Sports Bureau.
Congratulations, Craig Counsell, for tying that record.
Grounded foul. That spun third base umpire Brian Runge around. You know, it was an interesting point in that story. They said that if he had been, and you see he's jumping out of the way and also signaling, if he had just been a 210 hitter, which was bad, nobody would ever remember, but he was so historically bad that people remember. Beckham hammers that one foul.
But so historically great behind the plate.
Yeah.
I mean, 50% throwing out. It's incredible.
It is incredible.
Hang around for 11 years and you really can't even function on the offensive side of the baseball. That's impressive.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Nova looks good.
And the funky swings and misses are all on the slider at about 87 or 88. See Beckham, who had some pretty good swings through this entire at bat, does not pick up the spin. You can see just lunging out in front. The beginning of the year was fastball, curveball, changeup, but that slider has really become a weapon for Nova.
Here's Alejandro De Aza, who was 5 for his last 5. And he's playing, and he's going to get a good run now because Ozzie Guillen, I think, is finally tired of Alex Rios. He overthrew a cutoff man in the first inning yesterday. Then he played Mark Teixeira's single into a triple, and he's just not playing sharp baseball. Doesn't look as if he's playing hard. So Guillen's going to give De Aza, who had a very good season at AAA and was just called up, he's going to give him the opportunity to replace Rios. There's that 5-for-5 streak that has been snapped. Another good pitch by Nova. Another good inning as he retires the White Sox in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the 6th.
New York's Powerball jackpot is now over $180 million. That's my car.
Powerball from the New York Lottery. Hey.
When I was a young pup, I learned how to sniff out the pick of the pre-owned Lexus litter and how to be a woman or man's best friend when it came to finding the lowest prices. Now that I'm older, I look back on my pedigree and feel pride in the thousands of people who've lapped up the savings I've pointed them to. Like a dog with a bone, I won't stop until you find the model, year, and color you'll love or exchange it within 48 hours with our worry-free exchange policy. Don't get me wrong, working like a dog to hunt down the perfect pre-owned Lexus for you wasn't all hard work.
At J.G. Wentworth, we say get cash now for your structured settlement.
J.G. Wentworth? Cash now?
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
J.G. Wentworth is right. It's my money and I need it now.
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 If you have a structured settlement and you need cash now, J.G. Wentworth can help. We'll buy all or part of your structured settlement for a lump sum cash amount so you can pay bills that have piled up as a result of an injury or an inability to work. Call J.G. Wentworth now and speak to one of our structured settlement specialists. You'll get a no-cost appraisal and have all of your questions answered. The call is free and there's no obligation.
It's my money and I need it now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call 1-866-448-7201. 1-866-448-7201.
This weekend, the Yankees travel to Boston for a crucial 3-game series with the Red Sox. Join Yes tomorrow for complete coverage starting at 6 with outing batting practice today. And Saturday and Sunday, come back to Yes after the nationally broadcast games for Yankees Extra Innings presented by Tri-State Ford right here on Yes. Beautiful night here in Chicago. 1-1 game. Top of the order for the Yankees as Gardner hammers one to right field. It's a base hit. It's going to go to the wall. Played quickly by Quinton. He gets the ball in, but Gardner is standing on second with a leadoff double here in the 6th.
And Michael, when Brett Gardner walked up to the plate here in the 6th inning, a 1-1 tie, I'm thinking to myself, nice opportunity here for a bunt like he did last night, opening up the ball game. But Brett had something else on his mind, and that was drilling this pitch, a fastball down the middle. The right field corner, going to be an easy double. A good start to the 6th inning for the Yankees.
Well, the Red Sox lose tonight and the Yankees win. The series starts tied. How neat would that be? It's a battle for first place no matter what happens tonight. 3 games, and the most that could separate the two teams, 2 games. There's a bunt by Jeter. It's a beauty, and it gets Gardner over to third. So the sacrifice is 2-3.
Yeah, with any other runner, Przinsky probably has a play at third base, but Brett Gardner runs so well. The ball's right in front of him, and it spins and dies in the dirt. Morel comes in and takes away the play on Gardner. Przinsky takes the out at first. White Sox going to bring the infield in.
Here's Granderson. Fouled off. 1-1 game, so the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. Hey, what a difference a night makes. First 5 innings last night, both teams combined for 20 runs and 28 hits. Now they've combined for 2 runs and 5 hits, and the 6th hit is standing at third. Nice play by Dunn. The throw home, not in time. Great throw, but speed just simply beat the throw. Dunn stepped on the bag to get the out on Granderson, who picks up a ribby, and the Yankees lead 2-1.
Well, Adam Dunn does everything right. Brett Gardner going on contact with the infield in. That's not the easiest thing to do. A pretty good throw. Przinsky tries to apply the tag, but Brett Gardner just too quick. A good slide, aggressive base running, gives the Yankees a lead.
Pitch to Teixeira is low.
I guess the throw could have been up the line a little bit more for Przinsky, but all in all, Adam Dunn did everything he could do right there, and speed just beat it.
And after they saw that Gardner beat it out, they started to say maybe it was a foul ball.
Little hesitation from Brett, but going on contact, worked out.
What a great aspect of the game that's so hard to defend against. As John said, Dunn did very little wrong on that play, but Gardner's speed superseded everything else. High pop-up. Ramirez is there, and that'll do it. So the Yankees play a little small ball. You get a double, you get a sac bunt, you get a hard hit ground ball, you get a 2-1 lead. Hey, it's time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees up 2-1. Cano has a home run. Nova's pitched very well. Umber also has pitched well. Close game, 2-1. And the first pitch to Morel is low, 1-0. Each team with 3 hits. The Yankees manufacture a run in the top of the 6th. Pitch is high.
The Yankee staff has not walked a batter in how many innings?
35 straight innings.
Well, we'll see what Nova can do right here. Behind in the count, 3-0. Can he work his way all the way back?
Deals a strike. And the 3-1. He does work his way back, and Morel rounds to Jeter, and there's one away. Gene Monahan's family lives in the Chicago area, his 2 daughters, and he was honored by the White Sox, a pregame ceremony. They had a beautiful painting that honored Gene's career. Really a nice situation by the White Sox. Herm Schneider, the White Sox trainer, really grew up under Gene Monahan and gave him a big hug, and Gene's 2 daughters are with him on the field. So Gene had that special Old Timers Day ceremony in his honor, and then he has it here in Chicago as well.
Classy move by the White Sox organization.
Pierre bunts one over the head of Chavez for a base hit. Chavez was coming in expecting a bunt, but Pierre kind of pushed it over his head for a single.
Well, there's some guys who can bunt and some guys who bring it to another level. He squares the bunt and then just does a little block half swing over the head of Eric Chavez, being easy base hit. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
You think that he saw Chavez charging and then lifted the ball over his head?
I do.
Wow.
I really do.
That is amazing bat control. There's Ramirez.
I mean, so many times the third baseman is going to be in on the grass expecting it, and then he just flip one over his head. We'll take a look. What do you think?
I don't think he did it on purpose, but I will defer to you.
You know what? I just think the guy, and you've talked about it, works so much on his bunting before games. Seeing him working off the machine here before these outings. Probably works on that.
Well, that was brilliant. White Sox have 4 hits, all of them singles, 2 infield singles. Their run in the 3rd. Scored on a sac fly by Juan Pierre. A deep drive to right. The only blemish against Nova. There's a strike as Ramirez shows bunt. Gave a little peek toward third base, knew exactly where Chavez was.
There it is.
but they didn't get him.
Pierre has stolen 16 bases. He was leaning. Mark just can't get that tag down in time. Does a good job diving to the back of first base. Gives him a little bit more time away from the tag. Pierre does.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
"16 stolen bases," has been thrown out 12 times. Juan Pierre, not a great percentage.
Nice block there by Martin.
Where he ends up. I mean, he covers a lot of ground, gets all the way out here. Body's going to end up. That's all year long he's been doing it, which shouldn't be surprised from Russell Martin.
Runner goes. Hammered foul.
The first bad slider Von Nova has thrown in this ball game, and he got away with a mistake. Ramirez pulling it foul. Swings and misses on the slider all night, but this one is a hanger, a cement mixer up in the zone. Nova gets away with it.
Pierre obviously disruptive at first. Nova's made 4 throws over already. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Throw to second. Got him. A strike him out, throw him out, double play. Ramirez could not hold up, and then Martin throws a bullet to get the speedy Juan Pierre. Everything's clicking for the Yankees. A quick tag and a beautiful play by Cano as the Yankees lead 2-1 as we go to the 7th.
Congratulations to Darren.
For a special giveaway when the Yankees take on the Angels, the first 18,000 fans, 14 and younger, are going to receive a Yankees back-to-school set courtesy of PC Richard & Son. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Cadillac scoreboard 2-1. Yankees lead. Cano fouls it back. Good outing so far by Philip Umber, but he has fallen victim to his team's inability to score.
Yeah, excellent outing, only 3 hits. One of those hits, a home run to Robinson Cano.
Hot shot up the middle, a base hit. Cano's red hot. He has 12 for his last 21. Leadoff single here in the 7th. That double play, strike him out, throw him out. Good pickup by Cano, good tag. That's the Yankees' 7th double play of this series. And only 3 really conventional ground ball double plays. They've been playing very, very good defense.
Russell Martin has got to feel good when you block a ball in the dirt to keep the runner at first base a couple pitches before, and then you end up throwing him out, or strike him out, throw him out to end the inning. Take another look, a high fastball for the strikeout.
And then the strong, accurate throw. A nice pick by Robinson Cano. Applies the tag. Looks like he got Pierre on the arm right there. I didn't know Russell Martin was this good of a defensive catcher.
Yeah,
Mike.
he's really been impressive.
On the West Coast with the Dodgers, you know, when he was having those big years, you heard all about his offense and power numbers, and I guess the defense got overlooked. He's an excellent defensive catcher.
And a better hitter than Bill Bergen.
Much better, much more pop too. Runs good for a catcher. Stolen bases, 8 stolen bases, only been thrown out once. Kevin Long did smile last night with all the hits. Tony Pena has to be happy with his catcher tonight.
Nick Swisher goes down. Nick went down yesterday like this.
We'll take another look. Off that front ankle, it looked like. Ooh, that got him good.
Last night, he fouled one off the edge of his spike and went down like that. This time, he really hurt himself on that one.
And he was able to walk off the one last night pretty easily, and this one is going to be around for a few days, I'm sure.
Count 3-2.
He's from the right side of the plate. Maybe just off the toe. Glancing. He went down like he was shot.
Nick's actually acted in television series, so maybe he's got that in his future. Well, that was not acting this time. Three-two. Cano at first. There he goes. Pitch is inside, so Swisher works a walk, and the Yankees are set up now. They need some runs. First and second, and nobody out.
Joe Girardi has some options here. Eric Chavez has been swinging the bat well. Home run last night. A shot off the wall, his first at bat tonight.
Well, last night combined 25 runs, 37 hits. More of a pitcher's duel tonight, 3 runs and 8 hits.
You know, Eric, all those years in Oakland, in the middle of the order power hitter. I'm sure the opportunities to lay down sacrifice bunts were not plentiful. Joe Girardi looks like he's going to let him swing the bat.
Count 1-1. Yankees looking for a 4-game sweep of the White Sox.
It's hard to do.
One. High pop-up. De Aza will make the play. Both runners tag, but just bluff for the first out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. That's going to bring up Posada, who was grounded to first and struck out. Jorge in this series 2 for 10. swing and a miss. Cano's at second and Swisher is at first. Yankees lead 2-1. Each team with 4 hits. Grounded. Through for a base hit to right field. Cano rounds third. He's coming home. Here's the throw from Quinton. It's not in time. RBI single for Posada. Moving to third is Swisher. And the Yankees lead 3-1.
Jorge Posada will take it. He got a first pitch curveball, and he looked like he could not pick up spin. And Umber came back with a fastball away, and Jorge made him pay. Base hit into right field. Robbie Thompson not wasting any time, waving Robinson Cano around. Scores easily. You wonder when you threw a first pitch curveball and Posada missed it by a foot, you come back with a fastball and he picks up a base hit and an RBI.
Well, that's going to do it for Philip Umber, who really did pitch beautifully. And they're going to call on the reliever Jesse Crane to face Russell Martin. Yankees are up 3-1, looking for more.
Rough night, guys, huh?
You said it.
Don't be a wimp. Hands can get so sweaty.
I smell like that guy's palms, man.
Don't assume it was left by accident. If you see something, say something.
Sorry, I couldn't get away.
You can now.
For all that's out there, Range Rover Sport. Attractive lease and finance offers available at your Land Rover retailer.
Well, this Sunday, catch a new WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show as the skipper discusses the crucial weekend series with the Red Sox. Plus, it's pop quiz time. Just how well does Joe know his current players? It's a new Joe Girardi Show Sunday at 7:30, only on Yes. Well, Ozzie Guillen wants to stop it right here, and he makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. Not exactly a resounding rally here in the 7th against Umber, but he brings in Jesse Crane to try to close it out. The Yankees have a pinch runner as well, as Eduardo Nunez comes in to pinch run for Posada. Those are the numbers on Crane.
Well, Nunez obviously has some speed, a threat to steal a bag.
One man out. Martin is grounded to third and grounded to second. The old Jeff Nelson. Runner goes. There's a strike. Throw to second. Not in time. Great jump for Nunez. So that removes the double play possibility. Conventionally.
Not an easy thing to do when you're sitting on the bench. Whole ball game, you come in first pitch and steal a bag. See Nick Swisher at third base not thinking about the double steal. You're right. You stay out of a double play. Base hit means a couple of runs if you're Russell Martin.
Infield is in. That one is driven out to center field and deep. Diaz back. Still back. Still back. He'll make the play on the warning track. Scoring is Swisher. Nunez will go to third. A sac fly for Martin, who really drove the ball, and the Yankees lead 4-1.
Well, nice piece of situational hitting. Russell Martin get the ball in the air. He gets a slider out over the plate. Really hammers it to dead center field. Diaz makes a nice play running all the way to the warning track. Swisher scores easily. Nunez to third.
Infield could back up with 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Brett Gardner. Gardner gave the Yankees a lead and won one game. He doubled in the 6th, was sacrificed to third by Jeter, and then scored on a Granderson ground ball to make it 2-1. There's a strike to Gardner. 4-1 Yankees. Looking for their 7th straight win.
Difference a night makes. Last night, the New York Yankees, everybody was swinging the bats, 23 hits. Tonight, they got to manufacture some runs. Sac fly by Russell Martin, a sacrifice bunt, Derek Jeter earlier in the game. Finding ways to score runs.
The 2-1. There's a strike. And the pitch. Missed up and in, the count 3-2. And the 3-2. High fly ball, deep right. Quinton back. On the track. He'll make the play in front of the wall for the final out of the 7th. But the Yankees pad the lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees up by 3.
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the leadership sales drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CRV for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Introducing the Schwab mobile app. It's Schwab at your fingertips wherever, whenever you want. One login lets you monitor all of your balances and transfer between accounts so your money can move as fast as you do. Check out your portfolio, track the market with live updates, and execute trades anywhere and anytime the inspiration hits you. Even deposit checks right from your phone. Just take a picture, hit deposit, and you're done. Open an account today and put Schwab Mobile to work for you.
Tomorrow, Jason Bateman is Ryan Reynolds.
I knew.
Ryan Reynolds is Jason Bateman.
Ah, terrific.
Ryan Bateman is Jason Reynolds. Jason Reynolds is Ryan Bateman.
Oh, come on. I know it's weird. Just go with it.
The Change-Up, rated R.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the leadership sales drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. Back to Fenway for the Indians and Red Sox. And Cleveland padding its 5-3 lead, top of the 7th. Travis Hafner off Andrew Miller. That's going to be off the monster as Drupal Cabrera knows it, so he just keeps running from first and scores. Now 6-3 Indians as they head to the bottom of the 8th. Ken, Kim, and I will see you on the post game, guys.
Thank you, Robert. Here in the bottom of the 7th, it's 4-1 Yankees as they try to win their 7th straight game and finish off a 4-game sweep. And the big story's been Ivan Nova.
Ivan Nova must like pitching here in Chicago last year. August 29th, had a couple of strikeouts. A good changeup right there. And tonight, another solid outing. The slider has been spectacular. A good curveball. Really, the slider, the pitch that's jumping out to me. It has gotten so much better for Ivan Nova this year. Real weapon.
Cadillac scoreboard 4-1. Yankees up, bottom of the 7th. Here's Konerko. Count 1-0.
Well, Michael, it wasn't that long ago with Ivan Nova when he had a lead and he got to the 3rd time through the order. He would always have trouble getting deep into ball games. That is not the case anymore.
Hammered down the left field line, foul.
Confidence. Figuring out a way to mix up his pitches. I'm sure Russell Martin has a lot to do with that development.
And the pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2.
You know, up here, obviously, it's tough to pick up the spin on the baseball, but you can tell that the White Sox are not picking up that slider by some of the swings and misses. Usually a major league hitter looks for rotation and then you track it, but they're not picking up any off the slider. And a good pitch.
You talked about Russell Martin and how a catcher thinks. And if you read the quotes from Russell Martin last night, he beat himself up for how A.J. Burnett pitched. He said, I got to get him through to get a win when he's up 13-1. That's on me. I think he's beating himself up unfairly, but that's how catchers think.
No, that's how they think. You do. You know, you live and die every day with your starting pitcher, with your bullpen. And, you know, last night was a layup for A.J. I mean, there's no way you can't find a way to win that ball game, get through 5 innings. And you know what? I love the fact that Russell Martin takes that personally.
Two-2 to Konerko. Looped into left field. It's a base hit. So Konerko, after missing 3 games, is 2 for 3. He's just a pure hitter. And you could vote along with us for tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Ivan Nova. Number 2, Philip Umber. Number 3, Robinson Cano. Number 4, Jorge Posada. You could vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Here's Adam Dunn. Fouled out and lined into a 5-3 double play. Breaking ball strike. And as he's been during most of this year, Dunn is down on the count 0-2. Ozzie Guillen said, seems like he's guessing. He said, and when he guesses wrong. But he continues to pencil him in as the cleanup hitter. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Dunn down on strikes. And that is the favorite pastime of this White Sox crowd, booing Adam Dunn. So Dunn's 0 for 3. And here's Carlos Quint. That one's foul back. Crowd of 28,088 here at U.S. Cellular Field. The crowds for the Yankees have been disappointing. And the White Sox are a little concerned because right now at this point in the season, they're 75,000 paying customers behind last year. And they increased their payroll $20 million coming into this season. There's a strike. But Ozzie Guillen, who's the manager of the team, he says some odd things, and you know, must make the front office cringe. Yesterday he said, I don't blame the fans. My family's not even coming out. And then before today's game, he comes out and says, you know what, the economy the way it is, I don't blame fans. So he's not helping matters at all in selling tickets. The 0-2. Nub foul. Most of September, I think all the games in September, other than 3, are against American League Central teams. And the White Sox are still essentially in the race. So they feel if they reel off 7 out of 11, that the fans will get re-interested, re-engaged. The 0-2, swing and a miss. And Quinton down on strikes. That's a nasty pitch for him tonight.
You know, it's just another one of those swings. I mean, you're watching a good major league hitter with a lot of power, and when you see this swing, it's obvious they're not picking up the spin of the baseball. Completely waving. Looks like a fastball. Oh, nope, it's gone.
9 strikeouts. There's A.J. Przinsky. And that is a career high 9 strikeouts. And there's a strike to Przinsky.
9 strikeouts, has not walked a batter, and still has that look in his eye. He's a very confident pitcher.
Grounded to first. Trickles behind Teixeira. He flips to Nova, and that'll do it here in the 7th. 37 innings for Yankee pitchers without a walk. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We go to the 8th. Yankees up 4-1.
Every carton of delicious Turkey Hill Bronx Bomber Sundae and Pinstripe Brownie Blast is a chance to win Yankees tickets.
Brain freeze. Bring in the closer.
So get into the game with Turkey Hill, official ice cream of the New York Yankees.
Sam begged and pleaded, so I sent him to camp. We'd earn lots of points with our new city thank you card, and I put them to good use. He told me about his bunkmates and how he signs up for every activity. He even hangs out with the camp director.
Just like that.
The new City Thank You Premier Card gives you more ways to earn points. What's your story? City can help you write it.
Hey! Yo, where's Roscoe? Where's Roscoe?
Where's Roscoe?
Where's Roscoe? Hey, where's Roscoe? He's working!
Roscoe the bedbug dog inspects everywhere, and Bell Environmental uses chemical-free instant freeze to treat homes and offices. Safe and thorough bedbug solutions that work in any environment.
This is Joe. He really likes the sun. Joe says the sun can give us all the energy we need without hurting the planet. He says there are people and companies who already know how to use the sun. We just have to get behind them. Can one solution to energy woes be found up in the sky? The possibilities are endless.
Curtis Granderson will lead off. Oh, no, he won't. Derek Jeter's going to lead off. But Curtis Granderson is after him. And let's take a look at the home run leaders, brought to you by the HP Touchpad. Everybody on. Granderson's right there. 33 home runs for Bautista, 31 for Teixeira, and 28 for Curtis Granderson. Derek Jeter, 0 for 2, and a sac bunt in the 6th inning. Pitch outside, 1-0 from Jesse Crane on a relief of Philip Umber. Jeter 12 hits in his last 34 at-bats. Hyundai scoreboard shows the Yankees up 4-1. Count 1-1. The last time the Yankees had a 4-game sweep of the White Sox in Chicago was back in June of 1976.
I mentioned before that it's tough to do, to sweep a 4-game set. The Yankees have done it this series by swinging the bat early in ball games. Tonight it's just a great job of pitching, situational hitting, good defense.
Right now the Indians lead the Red Sox 6-3. That's in the 9th. So if both of these scores hold up, what a great way to start a series. Yankees and the Red Sox will be tied for first place in the American League East. Each team tied with the second best record in baseball behind the Phillies. The Yankees still have to get 6 more outs. We're in the top of the 8th. 2-2. 3-2. Matt Thornton, hard-throwing left-hander, getting ready. 3-2 to Jeter. And they walked him. So a leadoff walk here in the 8th. There's Curtis Granderson. Curtis is 0 for 3, but he has an RBI ground out. 85 ribbies on the season, 98 runs scored. There's a strike. Another strike by Crane. You've got Thornton ready, and the fact that Guillen doesn't bring him in shows you how convinced the American League is that you can't neutralize Granderson with a left-hander anymore. Count 1-2.
Wasn't Thornton the pitcher last night? The Granderson stayed on and slapped one the other way. Base hit, couple RBIs. Hard throwing lefty, doesn't have that big sweeping breaking ball.
One-two pitch. 2-2.
Let's start managing, Michael. Do you leave Nova in this ballgame? No activity in the Yankee pen right now. He's given you 7 strong.
I definitely do. I think he's at 91 pitches.
Yeah, let him go out there for the 8th.
92 pitches. Yeah, I definitely would. You?
Yeah. Did nothing in the 7th inning except strike out a couple of guys. Nothing to show you that he's tiring.
I got a tough question for you in the bottom of the inning. I want you to be ready for it.
Can you give me a hint so I can prepare?
Yes, it's going to be a question that Joe Girardi is going to be asked after the game. The 2-2. Count 3-2.
See if Derek Jeter is running right here. 3-2, nobody out. Phil Hughes looking on. I'd expect Derek to be running here.
He goes 3-2. Popped up, left field. If it's fair, it's trouble. It is a foul ball, just barely. Runner goes, swung it and missed, and Przinsky cannot hold on to the ball, so it's a stolen base for Jeter, a strikeout of Granderson.
12th stolen base of the year for Derek Jeter. Good split finger fastball from Crane. Granderson swings right over the top. Przinsky has trouble with the exchange. Derek Jeter now in scoring position.
And Ozzie Guillen comes out. He's going to call on Thornton now. Wants to spin Teixeira around to the right side. Jeter's at second. One man out, top of the 8th. Yankees lead 4-1. Guillen going to the bullpen. Stick around.
Hi.
Hon, we still on for dinner?
Oh, I can't. You know I've got the bar exam.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, one more time. This bar means the Coors Light is cold, and this bar, the Coors Light is super cold. Congrats, you just passed the bar exam.
Introducing new Super Cold Activation from Coors Light. With 2 stages, you'll know when your beer goes from cold to super cold.
So you're a lawyer?
Huh? No. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Sam begged and pleaded, so I sent him to camp. We'd earn lots of points with our new city thank you card. And I put them to good use. He told me about his bunkmates and how he signs up for every activity. He even hangs out with the camp director.
Just like that.
The new City Thank You Premier Card gives you more ways to earn points. What's your story? City can help you write it.
Got it.
Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities. AT&T.
Let's check out tomorrow night's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Visit us online at verizon.com/getFios to get the best deals on Fios. Bartolo Colon gets start for the Yankees, 8-6, 3.30 against left-hander John Lester, 11-4 with a 3.17. I'm excited about this. Our coverage starts at 6 with the BP show. 6:30 is the pregame, and right around 7:07. First pitch at Fenway Park, a battle for first place.
That is a big-time matchup right there, a pitching matchup. I'm a little disappointed I'm not going to be at Fenway with you, Michael.
Can you at least watch?
I'll be watching. Pressure's on. I'll be critiquing every word.
It's me and Kenny and David Cone.
Outstanding. It's the A team for the A game.
Here's Mark Teixeira, 0 for 3 tonight. And Thornton deals high. "36 strikeouts in 37 innings. 61 base runners in 37 innings.
Oh, we saw him last night. It's a big-time power arm from the left side. Really no surprises. He's going to come at you. You're going to get a fastball to hit. It's his best fastball against your best swing. Mark Teixeira can look for number 1 right here, heading to count 2-0.
Count 2-1. Grounded to third, backhanded by Morel. The long throw. They throw to second, and they get Jeter. A rare base running mistake by Jeter. caught off of second. Heads up throw by Morrell. And they get Jeter, the lead runner.
Well, you can see a little smirk on Derek's face. He was trying to advance to third on the throw across the diamond. So Morrell goes to his right, plants on his back foot, sees Derek out of the corner of his eye and makes the play. See, Derek takes a step or two, waiting, and then that little step. That's all it took.
How often do you see that? Heads up play by Morrell.
It almost looked like Morrell was looking across the diamond, though, not at Derek. It's kind of surprising he went to second base.
Well, he definitely he wound up the throw across the diamond and then just changed. Right in on the hands. Foul ball off the thumbs.
Let's see here. He's looking at first, not even paying attention to Derek, and then all of a sudden he turns and he's got a play. Strange.
Last night the Yankees were 15 for 27 with men on base. Tonight they're 1 for 8. Count 1-1. Count 1-2.
So 3 fastballs right in on the hands of Robinson Cano, about 95, 96. If he had that good off-speed pitch down and away, this would be the time to show it. We saw last night that is not his strength. He's just a power pitcher.
Now, you played alongside of him. I've seen almost every one of his games. I can't remember Derek making out on the bases like that. I can't ever recall it.
No, he's usually the one making the great base running play, the heads up base running play.
2-2.
You know, there, Michael, if he gets to third base with 2 outs, you know,
right.
big deal. I mean, at second base, you're in scoring position. You would be able to score in a base hit most times because you're going on contact.
But that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Get a heads up base running move to get the third once Morrell released the ball across the diamond. Swing and a miss. Thornton strikes out Cano. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees lead this one 4-1.
What do you say when you find a car with exceptional fuel economy? Loaded with standard features? How about yes?
During the Lincoln Summer Exclusive Sales Event, get an attractive sign and drive lease on the Lincoln MKZ. Named the most dependable car in its class 2 years running by J.D. Power & Associates.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
Natural gas vehicles are used somewhere, but not in my neighborhood.
We're throwing away misperceptions about natural gas vehicles. More of the vehicles that fuel our lives use clean American natural gas today. It costs about 40% less than gasoline, so why aren't we using it even more? Start a conversation about using more natural gas vehicles in your community.
Trust WB Mason for the office supply brands you want at prices you'll love. Like Post-it notes with adhesive that sticks better and on more surfaces than the copycats. For all your office needs, who but WB Mason?
Well, following the last out, stick around for the WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz and Ken Singleton have highlights and analysis of tonight's series finale, including the latest news from around baseball, plus Joe Girardi's postgame comments. And, of course, Kim Jones gets the reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming up later on the postgame. It's only on Yes. All right, so they keep Nova in there. He has a 4-1 lead. He has 92 pitches. And he's given up 5 hits. He struck out a career-high 9. And the Hyundai scoreboard shows 4-5-0, leading 1-5-0. So, John, are you ready for the tough question?
Got a little time to prepare, okay.
How do you take him out of the rotation? How do you send him down?
Well,
and how do you stay with the 6-man rotation?
Yeah, I hate to say you can't take him out of the rotation or you can't send him down, because obviously we've seen it before. With a pitcher as minor league options, you don't risk losing him. It's the easy choice to go down, but 9 strikeouts, has not walked a batter, has looked dominant tonight. Now, can you do this? Can you maybe skip, let's just say, Garcia one time through the order or the rotation, and then come back the next time, skip Colon to give them a little bit extra rest coming down the stretch?
I guess you can go that route. I guess the key, though, is you do not ever skip Sabathia. You can't afford to do that.
Can you skip AJ?
Yeah, you can skip AJ. But he has a preference to go every 5 as well. Soft ground ball to third. Chavez gets Beckham for the first out. Now, it was actually broached to Joe Girardi yesterday. Now, Nova pitches well. Why is it got to be Nova or Hughes? Why wouldn't you take Burnett out of the rotation? He's the only Yankee starter under 500. He couldn't get a victory in a 13-1 lead yesterday. And Joe Girardi said his past history keeps him in the rotation. The fact that he's been there, he's been a number 2 starter. So they are not thinking about removing AJ. And also, what would you do with AJ? Put him in the bullpen? You're obviously not going to send him down to the minors. And the Yankees obviously believe with his stuff that he's a guy that could be a big-time pitcher for them down the stretch. As they say, nice problem to have, but what they don't add, it still is a problem. Hughes pitched great. Nova's pitched great. And it's tough to go with a 6-man rotation.
Yeah, it is.
The 0-2. And one other thing, and Joe was asked this, and he didn't answer it before the game. Yankees have 3 people on the bench. Do you want to go into Fenway Park with 3 people on the bench? Because they're carrying one more pitcher than they normally would. And Joe said, we'll make that decision either after this game or before tomorrow's game. Swing and a miss. Continuing to dominate, 10 strikeouts for Nova.
Well, the pitch count over 100 now, and there is no sign of fatigue. You can't draw it up any better right there. Hard down and in. Left-hander swings right over the top.
Well, he's certainly making his case. There's a ground ball through for a base hit. Brent Morel picks up a single. His second hit of the night, 2 for 3. And that's going to do it. That'll be the last pitch thrown by Ivan Nova. 102 pitches, and Joe is going to go for David Robertson. Well, Ivan Nova saw the way Phil Hughes pitched. Hughes was then penciled in as the Tuesday starter, but Nova does not want to go quietly into the Scranton Wilkes-Barre night. He pitched great.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do people use smartphones to do dumb things?
Send, that is the weekend. Yeah,
Will allow me to crack the bubbly.
Don't mind if I do.
There's a gentleman with a bro stash invited to this party.
Only if he's ready to rock.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
A movie ticket was $4 in 1995. Now it's like $10. Everything's going up.
Not at my Bob's. My living room packages were $7.99 then. Now they're even better and still only $7.99.
Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities. AT&T.
Well, you can't ask for much more from Ivan Nova. A career-high 10 strikeouts. He allowed 6 hits and 1 run, 102 pitches. He did not walk a batter. And if a pitch out was handled properly, he probably doesn't even allow a run. John, not much more you could say about this kid. He did his job.
Well, we talked earlier in the ball game that he just seems to be getting better and better. Every start he goes out there, and obviously going down to the minor leagues, he came back with the right attitude. 2 back-to-back strong outings. 10 strikeouts. We're going to get a look at all of them. A good curveball there. The slider has been the best pitch of the night for Ivan Nova. These are all some weak swings on the slider, down and in to the lefty. Fastball up and in. Curveball down. Good slider. Well, you're looking at a guy who has confidence and the stuff to back it up. A little tip of the hat.
Very rare tip of the hat on the road. Here's Robertson against Pierre. Pitch outside. Robertson's numbers will jump off the screen. 68 strikeouts in 42 and a third innings. He's an all-star this year. 3-0, 1.49. Count 2-0.
Curtis Granderson really shading Pierre the other way to the left center field gap. A lot of room out in right center field for Pierre. He can shoot a ball to this gap. He'll be running for days.
There's a strike.
Well, the Yankees are going to say good decisions. You know, we have tough decisions to make with all this pitching, but not going to be easy to decide what they're going to do.
Count 3-1. The no walk streak of 37 innings is on the line right here. Lays it in there. Robertson has not pitched since July 31st against the Orioles, so might be over rested. Fouled away. Yankee starters keep putting up big outings. The only blip in that line was AJ last night. Big smile on the face of Ivan Nova. He has to be pretty proud of himself, the job he did tonight. 3-2, runner goes. Pop behind the plate and out of play into the seats. And Robertson deals. Lined into left field. Playing them perfectly was Gardner, and that will do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Let's take it to the 9th inning. Yankees up 4-1.
Wait. You're a Yankee fan. Ladies, here, it's for the game. Nice swing. It's on me. My man. Nice ink. Oh, thank you. Here you go.
Tickets to the new Batter's Eye seats only with a MasterCard. Inviting some new friends to the game, priceless. One card brings you a collection of amazing New York experiences. That's MasterCard. That's priceless.
Yep, we had a good year at Chevy. They gave us a Consumer's Digest Best Buy Award, then they gave us an IIHS Top Safety Pick, and you gave us your approval. So we thought, why not give a little back? The Chevy Model Year Wrap-Up. Get in on our greatest model year yet. And now, well-qualified lessees can get a low-mileage lease on a Chevy Cruze LS for around $159 a month.
Find your nearest dealer on ChevyOffers.com.
School is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio. Quad speakers and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DV6T. Get it at your favorite retailer or HPDirect.com.
Yankees, Red Sox. Complete coverage starts tomorrow at 6, only on Yes.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz back in studio. Moments ago at Fenway, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Chris Perez of the Indians gets Marco Scutaro to fly out to right, and that does it. Boston loses 7-3. Going to be a fun weekend in Boston, guys.
So Boston loses, and that means if the Yankees hold on, a tie atop the American League East, and Boston must be thinking, how do we shake this team? They've been playing the hottest baseball in the game, and it's going to be tied if the Yankees hold on. Brian Bruni will pitch the ninth, and he got thrown out of yesterday's game, arguing a call at first base, and the guy who threw him out, Marvin Hudson, is the home plate umpire tonight.
We'll pay attention to see how that goes.
Pitch to Swisher is low. Base hit to right field. So Swisher gets his third base hit of this 4-game series. He's on base for the second time tonight. Here's Eric Chavez, who is 1 for 3. And there's a strike. That's laced into center field. It's a base hit in front of Diaza. And Swisher will move to second. So Chavez, his second base hit of the night.
Continuing his hot hitting, a rocket off the right field wall is first at bat. Slaps one the other way here is fourth at bat.
Here's Eduardo Nunez. Remember, he had pinch run for Posada in the 7th. Jorge was 1 for 3, so this is Nunez first at bat. And Mariano getting ready.
One of those interesting at bats right here, Michael. I mean, the White Sox probably expecting Nunez to bunt. If you're Joe Girardi, you can let him know. Go up there, look for a fastball early and put it in play. See if he gives him that option or if he plays a little small ball.
He bunts and it rolls foul. White Sox had the wheel play on. So they were going to try to get the out at third. Ramirez was trying to beat Swisher to third, with Morel charging.
So to me, that was not a guaranteed sacrifice bunt situation. You see the wheel, Ramirez coming to third, trying to get the out there, but the bunt trickles foul. I would have thought about giving Nunez one pitch to swing and try to foil that defensive setup.
Pitch outside. You wonder if the Yankees get a run here, would Joe Girardi sit down Rivera and let Robertson get the final 3 outs? One more run, and he probably would, because it's Hector Noesi warming now alongside Mo. So that's just in case he doesn't want to use Robertson for 4 outs, because he might need him over the weekend. Wheel is on again, and that's bunted foul. And he was bunting with 2 strikes. And they checked with Tim McClellan. He said he did not offer that.
It looked like Joe Girardi gave Robbie Thompson the sign to swing the bat. Maybe Nunez did that on his own.
That time he swings away. An interesting at bat by Nunez. The 2-2. 3-2. Really throwing hard, 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's got that good velocity back. Was that a good fastball slider combination? Occasional changeup.
Popped up. Beckham. So nothing good from that at bat as Nunez makes the first out. That's going to bring up Russell Martin. Over the last 2 nights, Bruni faced 5 hitters. They all got on, so Nunez the first one that he retired. Pitch is low. Martin 0 for 2 with a long sac fly to deep center. Just missed that one. Fouled it straight back, which is a good sign for a hitter and a bad sign for the pitcher.
Especially when it was 95 right in on his hands and he had a pretty good pass.
Count 2-1. Count 3-1. High drive, left center. There it goes. See ya. A monster home run by Russell Martin. A 3-run shot. And the Yankees lead 7-1. Oh, did he crush that?
We talked about Brian Bruni, how the velocity has returned 95 miles an hour. A pretty good slider. As Noesi is starting to heat it up a little bit. You get behind in the count 3-1, and Russell Martin, who had a good swing earlier in the at-bat. He gets a fastball, and he absolutely crushes this. Yankees piling on here in the ninth. Good look from the side, drives off his back leg.
Hits to Gardner's a strike. He knew that was gone. That was, it seemed, about halfway up in the bleachers in left center. Well, Bruni had good numbers before he came in last night. The last 2 nights, 6 batters faced, 5 hits, and 5 runs allowed. Well, now the Yankees just tick off the outs to pick up their 7th straight win. Last 13 games where the Yankees are 10-3 coming into tonight. They averaged almost 8 runs a game, so they put another 7 spot on. We mentioned Yankee hitting coach Kevin Long has to feel pretty good about the way his team up and down the lineup is hitting, as Hector Noesi will come on in the ninth. Tap slowly to short, charging is Ramirez, and he gets Gardner. That is a good play.
Nice play by Ramirez coming in and gets rid of it quickly, and a strong throw to get Brett Gardner by a half a step. A lot of pressure on the defense when Brett slaps one the other way. Good play.
Here's Derek Jeter, 5 hits yesterday and 0 for 2 today. Sack and a walk. Count 1-1. Grounded slowly to Beckham. That's going to do it. But the Yankees tack on 3 more runs on 3 hits. No errors and nobody left. The big blow off the bat of Russell Martin. No doubt about it. He crushed it. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Yankees up by 6.
You buy generic food and medicine to save money. So why not furniture?
That's a good question.
Sofa, love seat, 3 tables and 2 lamps. Everything only $7.99.
Everything but the expensive brand name label.
You could save a bundle with Geico's multi-policy discount. Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
The sights of summer. Don't blink. They go fast. Summer's best event from Cadillac. This summer you do have a choice, and the time is now.
Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer or CadillacTristate.com for this exceptional offer.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by 30 Minutes or Less in theaters August 12th, rated R. By Advanced Urology Centers of New York, the best care in the world right in your backyard. And by the New York Lottery, when you scratch Lottery's instant games, good things happen in an instant. So be ready. Well, the Yankees were certainly ready coming into Chicago. The White Sox lost the final 2 games of their 3-game set against the Red Sox. They weren't hitting. They didn't have confidence. Paul Konerko was hurt, and the Yankees have done what they wanted to do. They have pounded the White Sox when they were down, and they are about to sweep a 4-game set as Hector Noesi, you see his numbers, will try to get the final 3 outs. Pitches a strike to Ramirez.
So a totally different ball game tonight over the first 3 games of the series. The Yankees did a great job jumping out early, getting a lead. Today they do it the last 3 innings with 5 runs.
You got to like the way this team looks right now. They have a little bit of a puffing the chest out sort of feel to them.
Swagger.
If you want to use that word, yeah, they feel good about themselves, and not swagger in a negative sense,
right.
But they walk to the ballpark and they think they're going to win. They're very, very confident right now as Ramirez lines out to Chavez.
Don't you think that all starts with starting pitching, though, when you always feel good about your guy that's going to take the mound, feel good about the matchups, and then when the offense is going like it has been lately, they're tough to beat.
This might not be a good sign for the White Sox as they send up Tyler Flowers to pinch hit for Konerko. First game back from the injury. Konerko was 2 for 3, but clearly was not running well. And the White Sox lineup somewhat anemic offensively. They need Konerko healthy. Swing and a miss.
Good break ball from Noesi, and coming in doing exactly what he's supposed to, throw strikes. With a 6-run lead, don't play any games. Your stuff is good enough.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out the pinch hitter Tyler Flowers, and the White Sox are down to their final out.
Well, 3 pitches, gets ahead with a fastball, through a curveball, and now he comes with a slider, and it's actually up in the zone, but Flowers swings right through it.
White Sox will head to Minnesota after the game for a weekend set. The Yankees are heading to Boston for a weekend set. Here's Adam Dunn. Pitches low, 1-0. And the count 2-0 to Adam Dunn. Dunn 0 for 3 tonight. 15 for his last 118. That is a long stretch of ineptitude. He's hitting 164. And that got a piece of Marvin Hudson.
Well, that swing right there might have said it all, Michael. I mean, a 2-0 count, you get a fastball right there, and he fouls it off. Just not used to seeing Adam Dunn miss pitches and hitters counts.
2-1. Another one. He's late on the fastball. He's early on the breaking ball. He's definitely between. He's a confused man up there. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away. He better straighten things out for the White Sox to make a run this year and for the next couple of years too, because they are in on him for about $54 million. 56 to be exact. The 2-2. High drive, right center, Swisher back, looking up, see ya. Adam Dunn with a solo home run. might mean nothing in this game, might mean everything for the rest of this season for this guy.
Well, he finally gets a round of applause. Struggling big time, but that's what we're used to seeing throughout his career. When he gets a fastball to hit, he doesn't miss it, puts his head down. 11th home run of the year. And like you said, Michael, will not make a difference in this ball game, but might go a long way the rest of the year.
Pitch to Carlos Quinton's outside, 1-0. Driven out to right field again. Swisher back. He's there. Makes the play on the track. And the Yankees win this one 7-2. So the New York Yankees win their 7th straight. Great pitching by Ivan Nova, who got 2 outs into the 8th inning. A home run the other way by Robinson Cano. Everything came together for the Yankees in this 4-game set. So they take the final 3 of a 4-game set against the Orioles at home, and they start a 7-game road trip with 4 in a row against the White Sox. So stick around for the post-game show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. The last sweep the Yankees had this year was Milwaukee at home at the end of June, and the last time they had a 4-game sweep was last August 30th through September 2nd, when they swept the A's at Yankee Stadium. It's not easy to sweep 4 games, John.
No, it really isn't, and they did it with their bats in this series, scoring a lot of runs, but they're pitching tonight. A lot of good news for the Yankees. Tonight, Nova does a job. Phil Hughes was outstanding in his start. Good news around the Yankees lately.
Yeah, this is a very strong series, and the only negative you can come up with was the pitching of A.J. Burnett. And as A.J. said, good time to have a bad game. The team scored 18 runs and still won the game. Well, Ivan Nova pitched so well. A big home run by Russell Martin, and he called a great game as well. He's with Kim Jones. Kim?
He did call a great game, Michael, but let's start with the muscle. First of all, how did you crush that pitch?
Well, I got in a fastball count. I knew that Rooney didn't want to walk the bases loaded, so I was ready to hit a fastball, and he threw a fastball up in the zone, and I put a good swing on it.
2 home runs in this series. It had been a while. Do you feel like you're getting the stroke back?
Yeah, I made a little adjustment today. I kept my hands a little further back, and they felt in a comfortable position. And, hopefully I can just stay with that, and hopefully some more success comes.
Let's talk about Ivan Nova. How do you describe the performance he put on tonight?
Well, he's electric right now. His fastball, it's reaching up to 95, 96 when he needs it. He's working that slider off his fastball, and he's got a good curveball to go with that. He's got 4 pitches, and they're all working well for him right now. So when you throw 96 and you got 4 good pitches, you're going to be a stud. And right now, he's exactly that.
Russell, he showed flashes last season. I know you weren't here. Do you feel like you've seen this guy really grow up this season? 10 strikeouts, by the way, and no walks as well.
Yeah, that's incredible. I think it's just his focus on the mound. He's really competitive out there right now, and he doesn't let anything get to him, and he just stays focused, and that's the key. If he stays focused, he's going to have a lot of success.
6-man rotation right now, a lot of great pitching performances, but do you feel like this guy's making a case, hey, I want to stay here?
Oh, absolutely. It was a tough situation for him to get sent down. I think he understood that, but he's definitely proven a point that he deserves to be up here.
Russell, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Michael.
All right, thanks, Kim, and thanks, Russell. I've got to stick around for the post-game show. I want to find out what Joe Girardi's going to say. What do you do with Ivan Nova? You see that home run there by Russell Martin? That's the least of Joe's concerns. Who's going? Stick around and find out.
Ever feel like you're missing out on mobile internet because smartphone plans cost too much? Well, T-Mobile's here to help. With America's largest 4G network, Facebook, gaming, entertainment, the best of what the internet has to offer right at your fingertips. T-Mobile gives you all this for just $49.99.
Introducing T-Mobile's best plan ever. Unlimited data, talk, and text. 2 lines, just $49.99 each. From America's largest 4G network. Now faster than ever.
T-Mobile.
There I was, sleeping at my desk. I was snoring so loud I woke myself up. That's exactly when I had my mattress moment. I was tossing, turning, not sleeping well. So I went to the mattress gallery at Raymore and Flanagan. Their experts helped me find the right bed for me. They even delivered it the next day. Now everything's cool. Okay, I'm still snoring, but at least it's in my own bed.
Raymore and Flanagan's Mattress Gallery. Dreams start here.
Come, discover the world of Leveza. Because if you have high cholesterol or diabetes, you could also be at risk for very high triglycerides, too much fat in the blood. Leveza, along with diet, is clinically proven to lower very high triglycerides in adults, but has not been shown to prevent heart attacks or strokes. Leveza is a prescription medication that's made from a natural ingredient, omega-3 fish oil. Leveza is purified, concentrated, and FDA approved. Leveza isn't right for everyone. Tell your doctor if you're allergic to fish, have other medical conditions, and about any medications you're taking, especially those that may increase risk of bleeding. Blood tests are needed before and during treatment. In some, LDL or bad cholesterol may increase. Possible side effects include burping, upset stomach, and change in sense of taste. Think you have very high triglycerides? Ask your doctor about Leveza.
That's a solid guillotine. That is deep. Can Tito win this fight? It's all over. Unbelievable. What a huge victory for Tito Ortiz. I'm Tito Ortiz, and I'm staying here for a long, long time. Oh, it is all over. Are you kidding me? Wow. Rashad, we can do it again.
All good for the Yankees in the second city. They sweep the White Sox. They've won 7 in a row. And let's see who the Land Rover driver of the game belongs to.
Well, there are actually a couple of drives of the game tonight, Michael. And Robinson Cano hits a rocket the other way, a line drive into the White Sox bullpen. Home run number 18 for him. And then the other drive of the game, late in the ball game in the 9th inning, Russell Martin absolutely crushes one, a 3-run shot that puts this ball game away. And those are your Land Rover drives of the game.
It's all clicking for the Yankees as they go into Boston and they play a series that will decide who's going to be in first place next Monday. A 3-game set. Teams are tied. Here's why. 7-8-0 for the Yankees, 2-7-0 for the White Sox. A delightfully manageable 244. Nova, the win. Umber, the loss. Nova won 7 2/3. Cano 2 for 3. Martin 1 for 3. 4 RBIs, and he hit his 12th home run of the year. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Ken Singleton, and Kimberly Jones. Special thanks to senior producer Bill Boland, coordinating director John Moore, vice president of operations Ed Delaney, our supervising producer Woody Fryman, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again Friday for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Red Sox from Fenway Park. Then Boston, Massachusetts, a battle for first place. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. on the Yes Network. Once again, the final score, the Yankees 7, the White Sox 2. Now, let's go to Bob Lorenz and Ken Singleton in our Yes Network studios, guys.
Thank you, Michael. Great to have you with us as always on the WB Mason postgame. It is a 7-2 win. It's a 4-game sweep, and a night after scoring 18 runs, they put 7 more on the board. And you'd think, well, for the Yankees, it was all about the offense, but not the case.
No, it wasn't. Ivan Nova, the youngster who might be pitching for a spot in rotation, he came up big. A career-high 10 strikeouts. Once again, the Yankees do not walk a batter in this game. That does not complicate things when the other team's getting some hits. So the pitching was solid. Late home run by Russell Martin, and just a solid all-around series for the New York Yankees.
No doubt about it. They've won 7 in a row, and Kenny talked about the pitching. Let's take a look at our Chevy player of the game, and of course it is Ivan Nova. Came into this with, people said, do you feel pressure? He just said, I love it. I want to pitch. I love this game, and he gives them 7 2/3 innings of 6-hit, 1-run baseball. There's what Ken mentioned. No walks, 10 strikeouts, and Nova now 5-0 when he goes over 6 innings in 7 starts this season. Let's take a look at the Major League Baseball scoreboard. Here's some more good news. Not the first score. That's okay. Tampa Bay beating Toronto, but it's the Texas, Detroit, and then Boston, Cleveland game. Cleveland wins at Fenway. They win the series finale. So heading in tomorrow to the 3-game series in Boston, the Red Sox and Yankees all tied atop the division. Cubs over Pittsburgh. The Angels lead the Twins out west, and as do the Phillies over the Giants. We'll take a break. When we come back, Ken and I have full game highlights for you of this final game of a 4-game series, and we'll talk more about Ivan Nova turning in a supernova performance as he gets his 10th win, and the Yankees notch a 7-2 victory.
Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by WB Mason. For office furniture and supplies at amazingly low prices, who but WB Mason?
Hi. I'd like
a caramel mocha iced coffee.
Deciding is easy with the new caramel mocha iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Try this sweet combo today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Okay, detectives, listen up. Sergeant Roxy.
Found this stuff all over Masonville.
What is it?
Cheap store-brand office supplies. Low-quality knockoffs of the brands our customers want.
Aren't they just as good?
Just as good.
Is never, never, never.
Just as good.
Our Buy Right program has the brands you want at prices you'll love.
Come on, let's get out there and rescue our customers.
Who but WB Mason?
Every once in a while, something comes along so powerful in concept, so revolutionary in design, it becomes a cultural icon and defines a generation. Another icon has arrived and ready to prove once again it's the simple things in life that have the biggest impact. 2012 Fiat 500. Simply more.
Tired sucks. Not end of a long day tired, but middle of the day. Places to go, things to do, deadlines to meet, but all I want to do is close my eyes tired. 5-Hour Energy fixes tired, fast. One shot, back to work, problem solved. 5-Hour Energy, fix the tired.
Chicken salad sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts?
I got a guy.
Who?
The drive-thru guy at Dunkin'.
Everybody's got that guy.
Hurry in for Dunkin's chicken and tuna salad sandwiches. America runs on Dunkin'.
And we're back once again here on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. It is a 7-2 Yankees win. They complete the sweep in Chicago, and we're going to show you how they got it done tonight. As Kenny and I take you through the full game highlights presented by Lincoln. We'll start top of the second. Robinson Cano getting the Yankees on the board quickly. A homer off Philip Humber into the bullpen and left. Jumped it out of there. 18th of the year, and it's 1-0 Yankees. Meantime, Ivan Nova, he likes working with the lead. Bottom of the second, facing Carlos Quentin. Strikes him out swinging, and then A.J. Przinsky, and there he goes. Little breaking ball, great slider, 1-2-3 second inning. And then one little whoops here, Kenny.
Yeah, this is probably the only mistake that Nova made. Trying a pitch out, he throws the ball away. Alejandro De Haza gets to second base, and that was about the only mistake he had.
Yep, and then here's what followed. Juan Pierre lifting one out to right. That followed a Brent Morel single. Nick Swisher will make the catch, but deep enough to get De Haza to tag and score and tied the game at 1. Next batter, Nova. No worries, man on first, but he strikes out Alexi Ramirez to end the inning. Bottom of the fourth, Adam Dunn at the plate. Horrible series, hits one hard, but Eric Chavez right there snags the liner and doubles up the hobbled Paul Konerko. Everything going wrong for Dunn, Konerko, and the White Sox. Top six, Yankees with some small ball. Brett Gardner doubled. Derek Jeter lays down a perfect sacrifice bunt, and Gardner, Kenny, gets to third.
And the next batter is Curtis Granderson. Gardner third with a world of speed, and it pays off right here. Ground ball hit hard to first. Dunn steps on the bag. That might have been a mistake. He's late to the plate. The Yankees have another run.
You just can't control speed sometimes. Bottom of the sixth, man on Nova, striking out Alexi Ramirez, and Russell Martin, boom, loads up the cannon. Strike him out, throw him out, gets Juan Pierre. So Martin helping his young pitcher there. Top of the seventh, 2 on, 1 out. Jorge Posada shoots one through the right side off Humber. That brings in Cano. Swisher moves to third. Big run batted in for Posada because it extends the lead to 3-1. Bottom of the eighth, Nova's still in there, and he'll set a new career high in strikeouts when he strikes out De Haza. His 10th K of the night. After allowing a single, he'd leave the game. 1 run over 7 2/3. Top of the ninth, Bombers break it open, and it's Russell Martin again. Got him. Big towering drive off Brian Bruni. 3-run shot for Martin, his 12th home run of the season. And the Yankees go on to win it. 7-2 is the final. Nova, again, his 10th win of the season for the Yankees. First 4-game sweep of the White Sox in Chicago since June of '76. But this is part of a great run. 7 in a row overall. And over their last 14 games, the Yankees have won 11 of those games, averaging close to 8 runs a game. And again, the ERA is great at 3.51, so everything really clicking right now for the Yankees, including Ivan Nova and what to do about Nova. Let's get to the manager's report brought to you by Geico. Here's Joe Girardi.
That might has been as good as we've seen him all year. This start and Cincinnati, he was excellent tonight. And his slider, again, I thought made a huge difference for him. The strikeouts that he had, the outs that he got, thought his command on his fastball was really good. Excellent.
Russell just described his stuff on the field as electric. How has he gone from solid and a good young pitcher to electric and dominating?
You know, I think part of it's confidence. I think a lot of it has been his slider that he's incorporated. Some of the things that he went through, I mean, you think what we put this kid through last year in the month of September and August. He was facing teams fighting for the division. I mean, he had some tough starts, and I think that's helped him.
What do you do now, Joe?
I don't know. We'll continue to talk about it. You know, we got a good problem. We got a lot of people throwing the ball well, and I'd like to keep it that way.
How much tougher did he make your decision tonight, though? As you said, the best you've seen him in a spot where you were really evaluating.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that we have to talk. I mean, he's making everything tough. I mean, it was tough to send him down the first time. So, as I said, it's just something we need to talk about.
You mentioned the makeup and the confidence, but to do that tonight, knowing what he knew, knowing how Hughes had pitched a couple nights ago, knowing everything, knowing he'd been sent down once before when he was hoping not to be, what does it say about this guy, what he's got, what guts he has?
Well, I think it says he loves to compete, and he's not scared of situations, and he's grown up a lot in front of us.
Is there any scenario where he gets a start in whether it's 5, 6, or 7 days?
I don't have an answer for that yet. As I said, there's no necessarily, we don't have to rush and make a decision, you know, what we're going to do, but eventually we'll have to.
Joe, you claim to want to have this problem.
Yeah, now I got to scratch my head a little more, don't I? It's a great thing to have. A lot of pitchers throwing the ball well. I mean, it's a great problem to have. It's finding spots for all of them and how you go about it, and that's something that we have to determine.
Joe, I know you have to discuss everything you have to discuss, but it's the fact that you don't have to make the decision on who's going to start, but playing with a short bench is a decision you do have to make in terms of the weekend.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, as I said, we'll discuss it probably tonight. We'll discuss it some tomorrow and decide what we're going to do.
So there is sort of a rush.
Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily have to make a move. You don't. But, I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll talk it with Brian, and we'll talk it over.
Joe, can you talk about being on the road and getting a 4-game sweep? How good that is?
Yeah, I mean, these guys played us really tough at our ballpark and pitched really well. Gavin Floyd threw a tremendous game against us at our ballpark. Humber threw a tremendous game. I think he had a no-hitter through 7. And I thought, you know, after Robbie's home run, we manufactured runs well. Gardy starts off with a double. Jeet moves him over. You know, great base running by Gardy, the speed to score. And then we get a couple more runs and hits and some stolen bases. And I thought we manufactured well tonight.
Joe, is there a significance to going into Fenway and tied for first place?
I think so. I mean, I think it says that we've been playing well because we've been chasing them for a while now. And it just says a lot about this club and what we've been through and how we've overcome some things. And, yeah, it is significant.
So what does it mean if this team can manufacture runs just as well as hit the ball out?
I think it's important because you're going to get in a lot of those games. And that speed, our speed that we have, helps us a lot.
Joe, I know the game just ended. What would your timetable be in terms of deciding what is next for Nova and or Hughes? Well, you told us Hughes starts Tuesday.
Yeah. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I don't necessarily have a timetable. As I said, I'll talk to Brian tonight, and I'll probably talk to him again in the morning.
All right, so it's funny, Kenny, because the 6-man rotation worked out perfectly this time. But now comes the tough decision. What do you do?
Well, yeah, you're right. Before the series even started, you heard Joe Girardi say competition is a good thing. And he was right. We had 2 young pitchers who knew that might be their only time through in the 6-man rotation. What happens to them after this? Well, Hughes was great. I mean, he shut him out for 6 innings. And then Nova, career-high 10 strikeouts tonight. What is he going to do? We don't know. As you heard Joe Girardi say, he's going to have to talk to Brian Cashman, so they're going to consult, and maybe we'll find out tomorrow or the next day what they're going to do with all of these good pitchers.
All right, so Girardi and Cashman have to get together, talk a little bit. Meantime, White Sox manager Ozzie Guillen might just be muttering to himself after being swept by the Yankees. Let's get his take on the series.
You know, thank God with this thing's over with. Hopefully we go to the road and turn this thing around, at least to have some fun in there. We have to continue to fight. We don't have any choices. We have to play better. Obviously, we have to play better when we've been playing. We caught this team is on fire. I think we pay the price. Hopefully when we go to Minnesota and Baltimore, then turn around.
White Sox happy to go face the Twins. Meantime, when we come back here on the postgame, we're going to have more from Nova and reaction as well on his latest outing and latest win. He's now 10-4.
Ooh, that looks good. Can I have some? You guys should rock, paper, scissors for it. Okay. Best of three? Sure. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. I win. Congratulations.
Get your own barbecue pulled pork sub at Subway. Tender, slow-cooked pork with irresistibly bold barbecue sauce. Subway, eat fresh.
What do you say when you find a car with exceptional fuel economy? Loaded with standard features? How about yes?
During the Lincoln Summer Exclusive Sales Event, get an attractive sign and drive lease on the Lincoln MKZ. Named the most dependable car in its class 2 years running by J.D. Power Associates.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
This school year, we all have something to celebrate. Kids can get cool smartphones, and parents can give them what they want on a network that offers quality at the right price. Real value means being on an A+ network that can give you all this. Y mucho más.
And that network is Verizon. Get the latest smartphones like the more powerful than ever Droid X2 by Motorola. Buy one for $199.99, get another one free.
Now that's something to cheer about. A little help, please.
Businesses need a reliable financial partner, one who can stay in sync with their moves. My job at GE Capital is to get Bobcat all the financial and business support they need. We provide financing for every Bobcat dealer in North America. Together, we've rolled out over 100,000 machines to small businesses all over the country, so they too can grow. GE Capital, we're there for Bobcat every step of the way.
Toyota's nationwide clearance event is on. Take advantage of the summer's best selection and the year's biggest deals on our most popular models. It's the perfect time to save big on a Toyota, the full-line brand with the lowest ownership costs. And right now, you can get 0% APR on a new family-friendly 2011 Sienna or Venza. Or you can get $1,000 cash back on Sienna or Venza. Toyota's nationwide clearance event ends soon. Hurry in today before time runs out.
And we're back with our Land Rover pitching performance on the pregame. Ken, you said Nova got his first major league win in Chicago, and this is a comfort zone for him.
Yes, it is, and he had a great breaking ball tonight. That was Beckham striking out. Diaz goes down on another breaking ball. Excellent slider. Adam done. He's done. And once again, Diaz, a career-high 10 strikeouts for Nova tonight. Very comfortable in Chicago.
No doubt about it. That's their Land Rover pitching performance as he continues to impress Yankees and their fans. Matched up against Philip Humber, if you remember back on April 25th, took a no-hitter through 6 1/3 against the Yankees and got a win in that game. But tonight, they roughed him up for 5 hits and 4 runs over 6 1/3. Meantime, Nova was brilliant. But how did he approach this start? Let's find out.
I think be aggressive, trying to get ahead on the hitter. My slider today was unbelievable. My command was there. Said I don't throw too many curveball for a strike, but I threw the good ones when I needed. And threw a couple slider was good. Changeup that was good too. So everything was working good.
How high is your confidence when you have all of that working for you?
I always been a confident guy. I think you know that. And especially like you have the pitches going like today, that you can throw your breaking ball behind the count. It's another different game. It's not like you gotta go with your fastball behind the count. It's not like that when you have like your other pitches working.
What do you think is next for you?
Again in 5 days. I think I have again in 5 days. No matter if it's here, if it's anywhere. I think that's what I got in my mind. I have 5 games, 4 days to start working hard again, and pitch in 5 days.
Once you're in the big leagues, though, no one wants to go back down. How much are you hoping that performance helps to convince them you deserve to stay?
you know, here everybody trying to help everybody. And I always mention that I'm not worrying about what's going on, you know, behind me. I just worry about to do my job. And, you know, when you have a day like today, it's not, I'm not going to lie, it's, you know, it's not hard. It's hard to think that you got to go, you know, down or anything like that. But I'm trying to keep, you know, I'm trying to be quiet and, you know, trying to keep my mind clear. So I think positive every time and, you know, let them make the decision that they have to make.
How hard was it, though, to block everything out tonight and pitch as well as you did, knowing what could happen or may or may not happen?
The first thing is my game. I always say if you pitch a good game, you still have the chance to stay, you know, in the team, in the rotation. So the first thing that you got to go to the field with it, you know, have a good mindset that you got to do your job and you're going to win, you know, again.
Are you at all frustrated knowing how well you pitched and there's still no guarantee for you here?
I'm happy right now because I win today and I'm not frustrated at all. I just, you know, gotta keep waiting and, you know, hopefully I stay here.
How important has it been for you to keep that attitude where you don't worry about it and whatever happens, happens and you're just sort of concentrating on
It's important because, you know, when you have your confidence, good things can happen. I always say that, and you just gotta be confident all the time, no matter what's going on, no matter what happens. You gotta, you know, you gotta believe in God. You know, if you do your job, that's what I think. If you're doing your job, like, good things gonna happen to you.
Is it difficult though not to worry about it?
For me, no, because I'm a happy guy, and you know, time like when I pitch back after like hour after the game, I'm a new guy, you know, so I'm a happy guy, and sorry, I'm a happy guy, and I don't think it's not hard to me.
I know it's not your decision what happens to you next, but do you think you pitched well enough that you deserve to be in this rotation?
I mean, I'm gonna let my manager and my GM to take the, you know, answer that question because, I mean, like I say, I'm not a GM, I'm not a manager. I think I pitched good, and I'm happy with what I do today.
Oh, he should be happy with what he's done over his last 7, 6-0, 2.91. He's lowered his ERA under 4. He's pitched absolutely terrific. And as you take a look at your American League rookie win leaders brought to you by Toyota, he's got 10, as does Jeremy Hellickson. Michael Pineda of Seattle has 9, and everybody raves about what a stud he is. Well, Ivan Nova has 10. And Ken, I love it. He just keeps it simple. Be quiet, keep my mind clear, pitch my game. He gets it.
You know, Bob, on the pregame show, you mentioned that when he got sent down to the minor leagues, he didn't sulk, he didn't pout. It's obvious he went down there and worked on something, and it must have been his slider because it looked much improved, particularly tonight with the 10 strikeouts, a career high, and most of the strikeouts came on the slider tonight. I'm very impressed by Ivan Nova. His attitude, number one, he believes he belongs in the big leagues. You can be sure he doesn't want to go back to the minors, and his outing tonight will make it very difficult for the Yankees to tell him he's going to have to go back to the minors.
But how about this? Even when he went down, and by listening to him tonight, it sounds simple, but the power of positivity, man. He's a happy guy. We heard that several times, and it's working for him. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get a lot more coming up here on the WB Mason postgame. We'll get you caught up on what happened at Fenway tonight. The Indians wanted it, and they got it.
Red Sox. Complete coverage starts tomorrow at 6, only on Yes.
It's just as I feared. Cheap adhesive.
Can I help you?
We're low-price assurance detectives. You bought cheap store brand name badges, didn't you?
But they said they were just as good as Avery badges.
Just as good.
It's never, never, never.
Just as good. Next time, buy right from WB Mason and get Avery name badges that really stick. At a price you'll love.
Who but WB Mason?
Who is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio. Quad speakers and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DV6T. Get it at your favorite retailer or hpdirect.com.
The eyes you're born with are the ones you keep.
They don't even grow much. Think about this. Many American children may need glasses and don't even know it because the vision screening they get at school isn't always enough. Eye problems can affect learning and behavior throughout your child's life. But a complete eye exam can change all that. Shouldn't your child see an eye doctor yearly? To learn more and for a list of local eye doctors, go to thinkaboutyoureyes.com. Your child's vision is nothing to play with. Sam begged and pleaded, so I sent him to camp. We'd earn lots of points with our new city thank you card. And I put them to good use. He told me about his bunkmates and how he signs up for every activity. He even hangs out with the camp director.
Just like that.
The new City Thank You Premier Card gives you more ways to earn points. What's your story? City can help you write it.
And we are back once again on the WB Mason postgame. Yankees win it tonight 7-2, so that's 4 straight wins in Chicago, 7 straight wins overall. And if you thought that wasn't good enough news, how about the fact that the Red Sox lost to the Indians tonight at Fenway? Sets up a great weekend in Boston. Let's get you to the highlights. Eric Bedard making his first start as a member of the Red Sox. Kenny, how'd he do?
Well, Justin Masterson pitching for Cleveland, former Red Sox, and he strikes out Josh Reddick, but the ball gets away and he reaches safely, but it wasn't finished. Jason Varitek out on strikes. That's strikeout number 2. Marco Scudero, high fastball. He can't get it. 3 strikeouts in the inning. And now Jacoby Ellsbury. 4 strikeouts in the second inning for Masterson, the master of his domain.
All right, bottom of the 4th, 3-2 Tribe. Josh Reddick deep to right, out of the reach of Kosuke Fukudome and into the bullpen. Solo shot ties it at 3. And that brings us to tonight's winning moment presented by Subway. 6th inning, Franklin Morales on in relief of Bedard, and he serves up the 2-run homer to Carlos Santana. Santana's 16th of the season puts the Indians up 5-3. And that was our winning moment of the game, presented by Subway. Eat fresh. Top of the 7th, Travis Hafner facing Andrew Miller with a man aboard and deep left center and off the monster. And you got to know how to play that wall, especially if you're a base runner. Cabrera knew it was high enough to keep going. He races all the way around from first and scores. An insurance run as the Indians win it 7-3 is the final. They knock out 14 hits against Boston pitching. Masterson ends up getting the win. Morales takes the loss. Bedard a no decision in his Red Sox debut. So here are your updated standings in the Eastern Wild Card, and going into Boston tomorrow, the Yankees dead even with the Red Sox at 68 and 42. And the wild card look brought to you by your Tri-State Ford dealer. The Yankees and Red Sox leading in the wild card, obviously by virtue of their same records, but then the Angels 8.5 off the pace. So, Kenny, I'll tell you what, twists and turns and the fact that the Yankees have struggled against the Red Sox, but they're a far different team going into this series.
Yeah, that could be the difference so far in the series. The Yankees have played anywhere near what they've been playing lately against Boston earlier this season. They would be in first place by themselves, but look at what's happened. Since the last meeting with the Red Sox, the Yankees have gone 35-15, averaging almost 6 runs per ball game.
And, you look at what they've done against the Red Sox, and you can't lament what happened. I mean, no Yankees fan or the Yankees don't like to lose that many to the Red Sox, but you're right in the game. Yeah, it's done. I mean, those games are over with. You got to go from this point forward against the Boston Red Sox. They still got a number of games left, a number of series left, and a chance for the Yankees to turn things around against Boston. All right, now we mentioned the Angels hanging in there in the wild card, or at least trying to, and they're taking on the Minnesota Twins right now in Anaheim. And in the bottom of the 3rd, Mark Trumbo pads a 2-0 Angels lead with 2 aboard. Hits a blast to left off Francisco Liriano. 3-run homer, his 21st of the season, makes it 5-0. And then Phillies Giants, and that's Hunter Pence, one of the new members of the Phillies. Home run off Madison Bumgarner, his first since joining the Phillies, and that puts Philly on the board first in that one, 1-0. They're up 2-0 in the 5th. We'll take another break. When we come back, Ken and I are going to break down Robinson Cano, a terrific series, and what's shaping up to be another great season at the plate.
Red Sox. Complete coverage starts tomorrow at 6, only on Yes. the Land Rover LR4.
Come, discover the world of Leveza. Because if you have high cholesterol or diabetes, you could also be at risk for very high triglycerides, too much fat in the blood. Leveza, along with diet, is clinically proven to lower very high triglycerides in adults, but has not been shown to prevent heart attacks or strokes. Leveza is a prescription medication that's made from a natural ingredient, omega-3 fish oil. Leveza is purified, concentrated, and FDA approved. Leveza isn't right for everyone. Tell your doctor if you're allergic to fish, have other medical conditions, and about any medications you're taking, especially those that may increase risk of bleeding. Blood tests are needed before and during treatment. In some, LDL or bad cholesterol may increase. Possible side effects include burping, upset stomach, and change in sense of taste. Think you have very high triglycerides? Ask your doctor about Leveza.
0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Tommy, T-H-O.
Cece, glad you made it. Ricky wins again.
Oh, what is this place?
Iowa, only with maximum Pepsi taste and 0 calories.
Whoa.
I love it when he does that. Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Advanced Radiation Centers of New York. When it comes to fighting cancer, precision is everything. By Raymore and Flanagan, furnishing your style with guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. And by Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the New York Yankees.
How about some crazy numbers? The Yankees on the road this season, 31-20. They like to hit on the road, obviously, but how about loving to pitch on the road? A 3.22 ERA, second best road record in the American League overall, and Ivan Nova allows just 1 run tonight. Let's get the take from pitching coach Larry Rothschild, starting with Kim Jones.
Larry, given the situation and the performance, what impressed you most about Nova?
Well, just his presence was good. He went after people he got behind, but he still made quality pitches, and the slider was really good tonight, and it made a big difference.
When he has that pitch, he says he gains so much more confidence in everything else. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, absolutely. It's like any other pitcher. When you have a pitch that you can go to when you need it, and you can get swings and misses, it makes a big difference.
Have you really seen him grow up from when you first met Ivan Nova to putting in a dominating performance like he did tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's as a young pitcher, you progress at certain levels and certain strides, and he's been doing that well. So hopefully you can keep it up.
Do you feel like you guys have a really tough decision to make?
Well, in one sense, yeah, but it's a good one. I'd rather have a tough decision because guys are pitching well than a decision where it's tough because you don't know where to turn. So as long as we keep having to make those decisions, we'll be all right.
We obviously saw the 6-man rotation this week. Would your preference be to go back to 5, or did you like the 6?
Well, I think the 6 was out of necessity this week, but we'll have to see. I don't. Right now, my preference is to take some time, think about things, and see what's going to be best for everybody.
Hughes and Nova, it seems, this week really gave you guys something to think about and really stepped up in big spots.
Yeah, they did. They both threw the ball really, really well. And it was legitimate. It wasn't a mistake that it happened. The legitimate stuff, good pitches, quality, fastballs were coming out of the hand good, some good breaking balls and changeups, and it wasn't just an accident that they pitched well. They both attacked the zone and did what they had to do.
Amid the
good pitching and good hitting, it just goes together like peas and carrots. Let's get to our Bigelow T batter breakdown on Robinson Cano coming off a 4-hit night, Kenny.
Well, yes, and this is a solid line drive to left field, opposite field home run against the traffic for Robinson Cano, put the Yankees on the board 1-0. He wasn't finished. He draws a walk. He hasn't been walking much lately because he's been hitting the ball so well. Hanging breaking ball back through the middle for another base hit. Cano was hitting .270 in June. His average is up over 300 now, .301 on the season.
That's your Bigelow T batter breakdown. And here are Robinson Cano's numbers over the last 6 games. Oh, that's all right. 545, 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in, and a slugging percentage near 1,000. And he's bumped his season average up to .301. Well, in case you missed any part of our Yankees White Sox recap, just go to YesNetwork.com and click on Post Game Plus presented by Bigelow Tea. You can see the top plays and here's some of the post-game reaction, including Ivan Nova after winning his 10th game of the season in an impressive outing. All right, time for another break. When we come back, Kenny and I look ahead to the starting pitching matchup for Friday's game in Boston. Bartolo Colon against John Lester. Don't go away.
We will experience a 30-minute delay. Thank you for your patience.
When you just can't wait for Rocky Mountain cold refreshment, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Now use your Lowe's consumer credit card to get 5% off every day. Or choose special financing on purchases of $299 or more. Experience Lowe's. Let's build something together.
Yankeeography, the Core 4 collection. A 2-DVD celebration of teammates, friends, and champions. Mariano Rivera, Andy Pettitte, Jorge Posada, and Derek Jeter. This fascinating look at a quartet for the ages includes 4 complete Yankeeography programs which reveal the engaging personalities and shared glory of 4 great Yankees heroes. Yankeeography, the Core 4 collection, is available on DVD at Yankees.com.
The eyes you're born with are the ones you keep. They don't even grow much. Think about this. Many American children may need glasses and don't even know it because the vision screening they get at school isn't always enough. Eye problems can affect learning and behavior throughout your child's life. But a complete eye exam can change all that. Shouldn't your child see an eye doctor yearly? To learn more and for a list of local eye doctors, go to thinkaboutyoureyes.com. Your child's vision is nothing to play with.
My dad used to give me his camera and say, go play. It was one of those old-fashioned things that had 2 big lenses, a crank, and you look through the top. I would take pictures of whatever I wanted, and we would develop the film and make prints. It was a great game. Now when I show him the stuff I shoot for the magazine, he asks, how's work? I say, someone once said, if you love what you do for a living, you never work a day in your life. We smile.
Well, let's take a look at what's ahead in Boston over the weekend. Starting tomorrow with a game on Yes, Bartolo Colon and John Lester. Sunday, the 4 o'clock game on Fox, CC Sabathia, John Lackey, and then Freddie Garcia against Josh Beckett in the Sunday night series finale. Both of the latter 2 games will have extra innings post-game coverage following that. But starting tomorrow night, Kenny, you're going to be calling that game with Michael and Coney, and Colon and Lester can really set a tone.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to Boston. It's going to be electric at Fenway Park tomorrow night with Colon and Lester. Lester, of course, is a very difficult pitcher for the Yankees to handle. He's 8-1 in his career against the Yankees. Colon has done pretty well against the Boston Red Sox. I'm looking forward to this. And then over the weekend with the other matchup, pitching matchup, they should be good as well. This is what baseball's all about. This is what we expected at the beginning of the year when it comes down to the Yankees and the Red Sox. This is what you want, fans, and you got it.
Yep, Lester's been pitching well. Colon has been doing the same. And then, of course, John Lackey's a better pitcher than what the Yankees have seen. So we'll see how that factors into things. All right, I want to talk about one other aspect of the series and the fact that over these 4 games, you figure 4 games on the road, you could burn through a lot of bullpen. The Yankees didn't have to do that. In fact, tonight, there was a thought that at 4-1, maybe you have David Robertson go for 4 outs, kind of wrap things up. No need to do that once they got the 7-1 lead.
Yeah, it was Russell Martin's 3-run homer in the top of the ninth that took care of that. Hector Nuesa came out of the bullpen, gave up 1 hit, and that was it. Robertson only had to pitch the 1 hitter. So the fact is the Yankee bullpen is rested. Mariano Rivera was up for about 2 seconds. Then he sat down after Martin hit that home run. So he's well rested. I'm just looking for a great series in Boston. And, you know, the Yankees owe them something. That's very true. When you got a 1-8 record against the Boston Red Sox, it's time to get something changed.
No doubt about that. All right, the Yankees now head to Boston for a head-to-head head-to-head matchup against the Red Sox at Fenway. Our coverage begins tomorrow on Yes at 6 with a batting practice show. Then Kim, Jack Curry, and I have the pregame at 6:30, followed by Kenny, Michael, and David Cohn with first pitch shortly after 7 o'clock. Now, for all of us at Yes, I'm Bob Lorenz. Thank you for being here. Stick around now for an encore presentation of tonight's ballgame on Yankees Encore. Take care.
Every once in a while, something comes along so powerful in concept, so revolutionary in design, it becomes a cultural icon and defines a generation. Another icon has arrived and ready to prove once again it's the simple things in life that have the biggest impact. 2012 Fiat 500. Simply more.
0 calories. Maximum Pepsi taste.
Great save, kid. You deserve this.
Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball.
The following is an encore presentation of New York Yankees baseball on Yes.
Home plate from the original Comiskey Park is in a parking lot across the street from where the White Sox play right now. Now, the White Sox are parked in the middle of a 5-game losing streak and moving further and further away from first place in the Central. Now, Paul Konerko's missed the first 3 games of this series with a leg injury. Running in the outfield, he doesn't look that great, but he is in the starting lineup. Derek Jeter can't wait for this game to start. Coming off another 5-hit performance, his second of the year. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Chicago White Sox in the final game of a 4-game set from U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago, Illinois. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with John Flaherty, I'm Michael Kay. 3 in a row for the Yankees here against the White Sox, and yesterday, 18-7. John, this offense is clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, I guess Kevin Long probably the happiest member of the Yankees organization last night. 23 hits. Robinson Cano got the Yankees going. Home run number 17. A laser into the seats. Eric Chavez, his first home run as a New York Yankee. Impressive, over 400 feet. But 23 hits in all. Derek Jeter had 5 of those. Had a big night. There was some bad defense for the Chicago White Sox as well. Everything happened here last night for the Yankees offensively. Mark Teixeira hits a shot to center field. A little bit of an example of the bad defense. He would end up on third base. A big offensive explosion for the New York Yankees.
And it's been steady. They have a 6-game winning streak. In their last 13 games, they're 10-3, scoring almost 8 runs a game. Batting average 329, 17 homers, high slugging percentage, high runners in scoring percentage as well. And they've scored 17 home runs in 3 games during this span. Let's take a look now at the New York Lottery pitching matchup. The guys either try to stop this offense. Philip Humber